of Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the
These acts
councils
shatter
of government,
steel,
we must guard
but they
against
cannot dent
the
the steel.
acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically oppose the secret society.
We, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in the
decided
past,
long ago
to do whatever
dangers
needs
of
to be done
excessive and unwarranted
to
concealment
preserve this last and
facts
greatest bastion of
far
freedom.
outweigh the dangers
In this
that
present
cited to
crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Real man of genius.
Disgraceful.
For some reason.
I thought you fixed that.
The codec is the one that should be lit up.
It's not doing anything.
Yeah, the codec is the one that's not working right. it'll be fine as long as we can hear now. I don't know if it's actually outputting or not, so we'll have to pull that up.
Testing, testing, testing.
Okay, we're good. Sorry. I don't understand what happened here. Like we've never.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
We've never had that problem before, where the source that we normally use just isn't working for whatever reason. So that's a new one. What in the?
And now he's gonna play with his microphone.
No, I'm trying to. It's rotating on me, and I don't like it. Anywho, so welcome back to Embers of Liberty, where we've had technical difficulties way too often, but Lonnie's been over there working like a madman, getting everything the way he wants it, and monitoring all our stuff. And thanks, Lonnie.
Yeah, I do what I can.
Sorry.
This is why we don't use that. That's exactly why we don't do that. Okay?
No touchy.
I'm gonna put a little
No
sticker
touch.
on it. Like put a little black dot. Like this is the clap one.
Dear God. Okay, so anyway, we have quite a bit to get to tonight. And it's all pretty good stuff, I think.
Yeah, I saw the show notes, man. It's gonna be a juicy show.
It's going to be pretty good.
It's gonna be like that fresh orange. It's just gonna
yeah, it's just gonna
juicy.
shoot
The juice.
some juice right in your face. Kind of like Hunter Biden and a prostitute. So
Give you some of that
Anyway.
beard conditioner.
super quick, like
I didn't want to push that.
just push it again, and it'll stop it.
That was. It's not what I thought it was.
No, that's all left over from Justin's Financial Corner, which we don't do anymore. So
Right now it would be too
I
much.
thought it was gonna be like.
it would be way too much right now.
Work was good.
So new job,
New job is going great. Got a lot. I'm very busy. It's,
Sweet.
It's like very busy. Waking up at like 4:30 a.m.
quickly.
Going to bed at like 9 p.m. It's a lot, but it's good. I
And
love
time.
it. Best job in the world.
Okay, time's up.
How's your week, Justin?
It was a week. That's all I got.
How's your week,
Lonnie?
Kate or Lonnie?
Yeah, it's good. About to start working overtime.
Let's save the best for
and
last.
Cut.
Wait, what did you say?
How was
I didn't
yours,
hear you
Kate?
say. What did you say?
I said my week's been pretty normal. About to start working overtime and cut. Kate, how was your week?
I've been working overtime, and Luke graduated pre-K yesterday.
Yay!
Deserves a hand clap.
My oldest.
There's a clap button.
I don't
there's-
see it. Joe took care of it. Where?
Go back.
Don't
Oh,
touch it, Joe. So anyway,
My
first
oldest
things
graduates kindergarten Tuesday, Monday, Monday, Wednesday. One of those days next
All right.
week.
So Lonnie, if you could get us. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, I skipped a part. It's time to talk freedom things. Thank you, Kate. Ka-chow. Ka-chow. All right. So first off, we're going to touch on the war in Ukraine because some interesting things are happening over there right now. And we're going to start with the air raid that was launched by Russia against Kyiv. You got that pulled up for us, Lonnie? When you want to put it over here?
Oh, we're doing that?
Yeah, I would like to be able to see it.
Hold on.
I think you should do screen mirror instead of
shall
screen
launch an
extension.
All the way up.
He doesn't know. He
I
can't
can't see that.
That's why I said we should change it to screen mirroring instead of screen extension.
I thought this was still our screen capture monitor.
I don't know which one is the screen cap monitor, actually.
Can you
now.
go to screen share, please? Bingo.
sorry.
No, it's good.
Okay.
You gave me a look like do
Hey,
your fucking
no, we're
job.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. We're figuring it out as we go. Okay.
True.
Just change the screen mirror real quick.
Intense air attack on the Ukrainian capital city of Kyiv overnight. All 18 missiles launched by Russia were intercepted. That's according to Ukraine's Air Force. But Kyiv's mayor said falling debris had set several cars on fire and damaged a building. And it comes as U.S. military officials say Ukrainian troops are set to begin training on American-made tanks.
I can confirm that the 31 M1 Abrams training tanks have arrived at Grafenwehr, Germany, in preparation for subsequent training of Ukrainian tank crews. Those crews are expected to arrive and begin training within the next couple of weeks.
Over the past few months, U.S. troops have trained more than 8,800 Ukrainians on how to use other military equipment. So let's go live inside Kyiv, where foreign correspondent Deborah Pata is standing by this morning. So, Deborah, tell us what's going on. What more do we know about these airstrikes on Kyiv?
Well, Anne-Marie, we were woken up by those airstrikes in the very early hours of this morning here in Kyiv. We came under a massive Russian aerial attack, described by one official as an exceptional onslaught involving drones, crews and ballistic missiles fired from different directions. It's the 8th attack on this capital this month alone. And the commander-in-chief of Ukraine's armed forces, Valery Zaluzhny, said that Ukraine had in fact shot down all 18 Russian missiles launched. They were launched from land, sea and air, which gives you an idea of the extent of that attack. From our
Let's pause that real quick. So, again, there have been conflicting reports about this attack because this attack says, Ukraine says they shot them all down. Unfortunately, there was a Patriot missile system that was damaged in this attack, which means at least one of the rockets made it to the ground.
Well, you just look at that bus, like that's not from falling fiery debris. Like,
no, they most certainly did not shoot all of them down. That's a lie.
Well, I mean, just like we've proven already, the lies have been coming out of both ends here.
Yeah, they have. And at the end of the day, like, my heart breaks for the people in Ukraine that are actually suffering from this.
We feel sorry for the people, not the government.
But the government's involved, both sides, they're equally to blame for all of this. So I think that's all we really need out of this. Lonnie, if you'll put us back on full screen. Okay. I don't know what you want me to do here.
It's on full screen.
I don't know, like,
just leave it up there.
The video. We're done with the video.
I'm just gonna pop them over top.
Oh, okay. So
until I can actually see what I'm doing.
So with that, we had Lonnie. If you'll put it in studio mode, you should be able to see the screen over here. If you click
whatever scene it's on.
If you click the live screen share. And then, yeah, you can move around over there.
I'll make this bigger.
I don't think you can.
That's a problem.
Just do screen mirror, man.
I can't because then everything that I see here, Joe, is going to pop up over there.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
We didn't have time to troubleshoot all this, okay?
You may go back to screen share so you can see.
It's not really going to do me any good. I'm just going to overlay them for now.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so on to the next one. More out of Ukraine. The battle for Bakhmut has been ongoing pretty much for the entire conflict, right?
That's a juicy one.
Yeah.
Khalid Mohammed, Embers of LGBTQ+. Comment.
What?
Yeah.
Gonna have to elaborate on that one.
Say that
It was just something that someone commented in the chat.
All right, well, that's a new one because that's definitely not. Anywho,
did you get rid of it?
I did.
Okay.
So, yeah, we don't do that shit here. So, I mean, if you want to be gay, be gay. I don't care. If you want to be trans, be trans.
Is that all he said?
Just leave the kids alone.
Members of that? Is that all he said?
Embers of
It's weird.
Whatever. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that person. Anywho, let's move on to the Battle of Bakhmut.
Turn now to the war.
Dear God, I hate that. I really wish that there was a way for us to, right there, you're good.
I can see that now. I can see me move it over.
Yeah.
But I can't see the cursor to actually close it.
Right.
My cursor was 45 times the size it is now. I'm not able to see it.
Yeah. Sorry, Lonnie. We'll figure that out.
We're good. As long as I can see me where I place it.
Yep. All right. So, we've got drone footage that shows what?
Said he should be sitting here.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
We can do that next time.
I mean, we can move. We can move everything if we need to, because you won't be. They won't be able to see you right here, Lonnie.
I mean, it's whatever.
So let's. You know what? Let's take a quick break. We'll condense the show a little bit, and let's get everybody situated the way they need to be. So put us on the background. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I definitely need to be able to see those.
Yeah. Well, and then we can actually move this.
Just kind of swing it a little bit.
Swing it a little.
Yeah, because it can go that way a lot further.
Yeah.
It's particulated in.
Yeah.
So we can...
Sorry, baby.
Good call, Kate.
You really can see it a lot better.
We're still on the live.
No, we're not. It's just behind. Oh, wait, yeah, we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so studio mode is going to be a problem.
No, we don't need studio mode.
Okay, and then... Okay, so...
The only thing I need is keyboard, mouse.
And then Kate can have the Stream Deck over there on the end. Easy killer.
Yeah, so let's swing this out.
Joe, you want to help out there?
I don't know what y'all doing. What do you want me to do? Just tell me.
I just need to pull it that way, and then we can swing it just a little bit that end this way. There we go.
Now you got it cockeyed.
And now I can see everything that I need to see.
Okay.
Can we turn this off?
No.
Yep, I can actually close it out now.
Oh, he said. So he said Embers of LGBTQ whatever.
Plus, yeah, that was literally the comment. That was it. Embers of Liberty, LGBT.
That probably wasn't a bot then. That was probably just a dick. Should have left him in there.
I mean, it's not
ready?
necessary. Yep.
Okay. Are we situated now?
Yeah,
Can Lonnie see everything that he needs to see?
I can. Indeed.
Because we could swing that further that way and rotate it a little bit too.
Yeah, let's do that real quick. I won't do this.
And then we can kind of see, or I can at least see over there. Okay. It's going to be one of those things where we just got to get used to it.
I mean, this setup right here is actually perfect because
Okay.
I can see both screens. I can see everything that's going on.
Okay, good. Good deal. Okay, so you want to full screen this?
Oh, sorry. I was like, what are you looking at me for? What did I do?
I'm gonna give you a 1.
I'm gonna be honest
give
with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I'll give you a 1 for their view and a 2 for screen share.
Okay.
So if you see me throw a 1 or a 2, you know what they mean. And
All right, so we've got drone footage from Bakhmut that shows the battle that's been raging there for months, probably. And again, there's conflicting reports coming out of this region, as you'll see in the clip after this one. But let's go ahead and play this one, Lonnie.
In Ukraine tonight, and the stunning images coming in this evening in this ferocious battle for Bakhmut. What the new drone video shows, with Ukrainian fighters in the trenches pushing back Russian forces. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge in Ukraine again tonight.
Tonight's shocking drone video showing the ferocity of fighting inside Bakhmut. The Ukrainian military saying it shows Russian artillery pummeling buildings again and again. But Ukrainian forces hanging on to Bakhmut's western districts and claiming small advances in the west and to the north and south of the city. The Ukrainians saying this new video shows another successful operation near Bakhmut just days ago. Artillery striking enemy positions. Russian troops crawling from their bunker with hands up. Our team witnessing the costs of this brutal conflict. Badly wounded Ukrainian soldiers at this military field hospital near the fighting.
Well, 2 wounded soldiers have just been brought in. Their position was hit by Russian artillery. One of the soldiers here has a serious shrapnel wound to his leg.
The other soldier also injured by shrapnel. And volunteers like Oleg expecting many more casualties when Ukraine's major counter-offensive begins.
When you have assault operations, you have always much more injured people. But what can we do? We need to defend our country.
And David, the head of Wagner, that Russian mercenary group fighting in Bakhmut, has confirmed the Ukrainians have taken more ground. David?
Tom Sufi Burridge in Ukraine for us again tonight.
That's
Tom,
funny,
thank you.
Because the Wagner group seems to be singing a different tune. So let's go to the next clip. This comes courtesy of Sky News in Australia. Go for it.
Today at 12 o'clock lunchtime, we took full control of Bakhmut. The operation to take full control of Bakhmut lasted for 224 days, which started on the 8th of October 2022, to give the tired Russian army the possibility to regain some strength. For 224 days, there was only Wagner guys roaming the city. Unlike Konashenkov said it, there was no one to help us. We only helped ourselves.
Well, let's get reaction then from Ukraine
All
now.
right, we can cut this. So, again, there's a lot of conflicting information that you really don't know what side's being truthful here. Either the Wagner group has taken Bakhmut, or Ukraine is pushing them back and taking ground, right? But you're not getting the full picture because this whole war is shrouded in complete misinformation and disinformation on a scale that honestly, like, I don't know what to believe anymore. You know, it's crazy, but we don't even have to play this because really it's just, it's one of those things where nobody knows what's actually happening, but the United States is still funneling money to it. I think the clip that you were about to play was actually Biden promising $367 million more dollars to Ukraine. Well, it's absurd. Like, what are we paying for?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like,
because not only that, but Zelensky was just in front of the Saudis and the Middle Eastern allies that they have, saying that we don't have any weapons, we have no money. I'm sorry, we've given you $100 and something billion in aid.
But you're forgetting one important key. That's buying new Ferraris and stuff for those kids.
God, you know what? You're right. You do be right. You think you don't be right, but you do. You really, really do. And so at the end of the day, like, this whole war is, in my opinion, just a bunch of bullshit.
How much did you say we've given them?
Billions.
Over $100 billion.
It says, oh, okay. I thought you said a few billion. It was definitely 70.
Over $100 billion.
Okay. Here it says $75 billion.
I don't know.
What are we looking at over there?
Khalid Muhammad is sending us all kinds of emojis. I don't know what they mean.
Let him.
They laughed about their first comment.
It's views. Let it happen.
Then they sent us some, looks like some chocolate bars. I don't know.
That's money.
With
wings.
I can't see it from
I think he's agreeing on this
okay.
point.
Well,
like, it's just a matter of we've sent untold amounts of money, and Zelensky's begging other nations for more money and saying that they don't have any weapons or money. All right, which is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously they're just
Fucking pick one, man. You either have what you need or you don't have anything.
It makes sense. They're wanting to get more money to funnel whatever that is.
Right. This is the same government that we've already caught skimming $400 million off of the money that we gave them to buy oil and fuel, which they promptly gave to Russia to buy oil from Russia. Now, why would Ukraine be buying oil from Russia when they're at war with Russia? Better yet, why would Russia sell their enemy oil?
Desperate.
It's none of this makes sense. None of it adds up.
No.
Now, on to
something's a little fishy to me.
On to something a little bit more local, right? We have some things that look pretty bad for the Democrat Party, and that would be the Durham Report. And it's bad when CNN admits it's bad.
It do be bad.
It do be like that.
It do be.
So let's go to that.
Now an investigation that's 4 years in the making, and we finally have
Pause
the
it real
conclusion.
quick. Note that this man just took his earpiece out because he was about to say something that was not approved.
Yep.
He's about to
pulled the old Don Lemon.
He pulled the old Don Lemon. So
More than 300 pages released by the Justice Department. Now it has now been transmitted to members of Congress, who also are going to want to bring John Durham in to review some of the findings. But the bottom line is this: the investigation found that the FBI failed in many, many ways, things that we already knew from a previous Inspector General report, and I'll read you just a part of it, of John Durham's conclusion. He says, based on the review of Crossfire Hurricane and related intelligence activities, we conclude that the department and the FBI failed to uphold their important mission of strict fidelity to the law in connection with certain events and activities described in this report. This is now...
Notice after he said what he was going to say, he put his earpiece back.
I heard a slight whisper. Did you hear the whisper?
No, I didn't hear the whisper.
And he was saying that really fast too.
He was
Well, he had
blazing
to.
through that because he was probably being told to shut the fuck up.
Hey, bro.
Hey, no,
Shut up.
no, bad.
What are you doing, man? Shut up.
What are you doing? Stupid. Come on, dude. But come on, man. Regardless, it doesn't look good. It basically says, the FBI knew that this was false and they pursued it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you even got people, Jake Tapper that came out and was like, yeah, it's basically, basically
It basically vindicates Donald Trump.
Which everybody and their mama
Here's
knew
the thing.
that.
Anybody that paid any attention actually knew that Donald Trump didn't collude with the Russians and that it was all bullshit fabricated by Hillary Clinton to vilify Donald Trump.
But hey, kudos to the lady that is trying to get Schiff expelled. Good on her.
Which one is that? Is that Marjorie Taylor Greene? I feel like it's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
It was not Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was
okay.
someone from Miami, I think.
Oh, well,
The Miami
not sure.
district, I think.
Regardless, he should be expelled from Congress.
He should. He
And-
blatantly lied.
And you'll see why in a few moments. But first off, let's go and see what the Durham Report revealed about the mainstream press.
It's more fuel for the Republican fire. Angry at the FBI.
This is the weaponization of the federal government at the highest levels.
Congresswoman Elise Stefanik reacting on Fox to Special Counsel John Durham's report. Critical of the FBI's Trump-Russia investigation, he concludes, should never have been launched. Of course, that led to the Special Counsel Robert Mueller investigation. He called what the FBI did seriously flawed, lacking analytical rigor, dealing with politically motivated evidence like the discredited Steele dossier. GOP Senator Josh Hawley also tells Fox,
there needs to be prosecutions, there needs to be accountability, and the FBI has got to be overhauled now top to bottom. It's got to be completely reformed. It cannot go on like it is.
The FBI tells Fox it has taken dozens of corrective actions already. But former Deputy FBI Director Andy McCabe says
John Durham has failed to come up with anything new.
Telling CNN on Tuesday,
this was a political errand to exact some sort of retribution on Donald Trump's perceived enemies in the FBI. That's what Mr. Durham has done.
McCabe adds, well, he does regret what the FBI did, misleading a judge to get wiretaps on ex-Trump campaign advisor Carter Page in 2016.
The fact is, we knew what
Misleading?
the Russians were doing and had done
That's an
to
understatement.
help Donald Trump.
So the Durham probe into the FBI and the Mueller probe has the Russia collusion story back in the spotlight.
This is the gift that keeps on giving, or maybe it's going to be like the Alger Hiss battle. It will never end.
Howie Kurtz hosts Media Buzz on the Fox News channel on Sundays, and he hosts the Media Buzz Meter podcast.
It's like a parallel universe. You have Trump allies saying, finally, 4-year investigation vindicates Trump. This FBI probe was a sham, never should have happened, political bias and all that. And then you have much of the mainstream media, which of course are invested in a very different take on this because of all their coverage of what was called the Crossfire Hurricane investigation by the FBI. I saw an MSNBC headline. It's a dud. There's nothing new here. We knew most of this. And 4 years and $6.5 million, and nobody went to jail. And basically saying these are John Durham's opinions, but he doesn't have much new to back it up.
And he doesn't.
So let's
well, I mean, he does
go
actually,
through
but
that part.
sorry,
of it, and
I don't know what I
the
was saying
Durham
there.
report not being
Go ahead
anything.
and we can stop this now. The bottom line is that it just shows how in the pocket of the Democrat Party the media is.
Yeah.
Now, if you'll recall, Adam Schiff continually saying there's plenty of evidence that Donald Trump colluded with Russia. Plenty of it. And this is an old clip, and we're not going to watch all of it. We're just going to watch a little bit of it because it's just the same bullshit over and over and over again. Not only was he lying to you, the media was lying to you. At the end of the day, this is all bullshit, and everybody knew it. Everybody that paid any attention to any of this shit knew that this was all bullshit.
Well, and you have to think about it. Any type of body that's doing some sort of investigation, right? It's usually, if they have an overwhelming amount of evidence, what do? They typically try to keep that under wraps.
Yeah,
they don't announce, oh, we've seen tons and tons of stuff. We're going to pin this guy. We know everything. There's so much. They kind of try to keep that,
you keep that quiet so that you have, ground to stand on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, with the whole, the FBI giving Joe Biden something to clap back on with the Hunter Biden story. They knew it was wrong. They knew what they were saying was not true, and they said it anyway.
Yep.
And they gave Joe Biden that little tidbit and said, hey, use this in the debate. This will shut him up.
Parties, not 3 or 4 or more.
I'm sorry, what?
Don't really understand your question there, Khalid. It said why only 2-party, not 3 or 4 or more. I guess you're talking about like politically.
So there actually are more than 2 political parties,
right?
Just 2 dominate the field. That's
so
what it boils down to.
Joe and I are actually libertarians. Lonnie is a Republican, and Kate, I would say that you're a libertarian, but
she's a whatever.
She's whatever makes sense.
She's kind of independent.
She's an independent.
IND.
Yes, girl.
Oh yeah. So anyway, let's
roll the tape.
Roll the tape here.
Bring in California's Adam Schiff, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, who joins us from Portland, Oregon this morning. Congressman Schiff, some of the investigations or lack thereof were just laid out by Kellyanne Conway from the White House. I want to give you a chance to respond to criticism that she has leveled in terms of congressional investigations.
Well, look, I think it was a broad effort to distract from the president's comments. And as you pointed out, Margaret, the president can't distinguish between any allegations of conspiracy against his campaign and the broader problem of Russia continuing to interfere in our elections. Dan Coats said this week that Russian efforts are pervasive in terms of their social media campaign to divide us. That's going to continue to the election. We see that the Russians are again trying to spearfish and potentially hack election campaigns. The only element we have not seen to date, as Director Wray said, is the hacking of voter registration databases or voter equipment. But as our intelligence chief said, that's just one keystroke away. And probably the biggest thing that the president could do is confront Moscow to establish some kind of deterrent. But instead, exactly the opposite message is being sent, and that is, and I think this was delivered in Helsinki, as long as the Russians interfere on Donald Trump's side in the midterms, Vladimir Putin can count on the president to never call him out. And that leaves us all too vulnerable.
Congressman, before we go any farther, because I want to draw a distinction, since we've been saying here that some of the facts can get muddled here in the president's language. I want to make sure we're being precise in our conversation. Can you agree that there has been no evidence of collusion, coordination, or conspiracy that has been presented thus far between the Trump campaign and Russia?
And here we go.
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy in
Give him a
plain
liar.
sight. Now, that's a different statement than saying that there's proof beyond a reasonable doubt of a criminal conspiracy. Bob Mueller will have to determine that. But of course, the entire meeting at Trump
you acknowledge
Tower,
that the FBI has not presented it thus far. I'm drawing this distinction because this is what the White House is arguing here, that the president is drawing a distinction, that he is saying when he says hoax and witch hunt that he means one thing and that it's not really trying to disassociate himself from what his national security team says.
Well, first of all, we haven't seen what Bob Mueller has produced in terms of the evidence
Because
yet.
he didn't produce
so in terms
shit.
of the FBI proof, they're not going to present proof to the Congress.
Okay,
we're doing our own.
That's enough. Ample evidence, right? Ample evidence. Bullshit. Okay, first off, there was no evidence of Russian collusion. None. Zero. Nada. Giant nothing burger.
Nothing burger.
That's why Adam Schiff is being called for his resignation, and people saying that he should be expelled, because he should. He used his platform to lie to the American people, and it's disgusting. Okay? You're a liar. You're a proven liar now, and honestly, we just want you to fucking go away.
Ample amount of bullshit.
Correct.
Bullshit.
Well said, Kate.
Ample amount of these nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this is a short clip, but this is, more of the same about the Durham Report. So let's go ahead and play that.
Recognition.
Seeking to ask consent to address the House for 1 minute.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Hold on, go back a little
Today,
bit.
the Durham Report.
Recognized for 1 minute.
Pause it. What the fuck is Ilhan Omar wearing?
Looks like she's trying to be a leprechaun.
They say there's a leprechaun in that tree.
You see this flute? It's passed down from generation to generation.
Brother, that is a piece of PVC pipe. Shut the fuck up.
I found
Somebody
a
just got
leprechaun.
happy with a drill press and just started going to town on that damn thing. All right.
This has been passed down for thousands of years in my family.
He's wearing a bulletproof vest. I'm out here protecting my community.
I'm just out here to help. I'm just here to help. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized.
Sorry,
for
I noticed that and I had
Thank
to
you,
say
Madam
something.
Speaker. Well, today the Durham Report finally came out, and as suspected, the FBI and the DOJ acted vastly improperly with raw, uncorroborated, so-called evidence that they used to hound President Trump for well over 2 years and try to influence the 2016 election, as well as make the administration untenable following that. So who's going to go to jail for this? Hard to tell.
The answer is
pretty difficult
nobody,
to prosecute
probably.
these sorts of things when the insiders at DOJ and FBI are going to be trying to make sure it doesn't happen. So what do we do to put at least the confidence of the American people back into the upper echelons of the Department of Justice and the FBI, so that we don't have to think that they're going to be doing this sort of thing to anybody they disagree with politically on top of what we just saw?
It's gross.
Indeed. How do we regain
gross abuse
trust?
of power.
Because it's been blown up in the name of influencing an election in 2016 and harming the Trump administration. I yield back.
That's all it was. That it was always a ploy to harm the Trump administration, right? It never amounted to anything. It was their, oh, we got him now. Yeah. Every time. It doesn't matter how you want to try to spin it. Every single fucking time it was, oh, we've got him now.
Yep, this is it. This is the nail in the coffin.
This is the nail in the coffin. We can actually skip this. This is irrelevant because it's not going to go anywhere. Basically, Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced articles of impeachment for a bunch of Biden administration people and Joe Biden. It's not going to go anywhere because, honestly, there's a slim majority in the House. They can impeach Biden and Mayorkas and all these people, but when it goes to the Senate for the hearing, it's not going to go anywhere.
But though, her reasoning behind it wasn't exactly impeachable offenses.
No, but I mean, I think we can all sit here and agree that Joe Biden has had some impeachable offenses.
Yeah, but
I mean, what was that article that they were trying to enact on Trump? Was it or what amendment? 25?
The 25th, yeah.
Yeah, saying that he wasn't mentally
capable.
Yeah, and honestly, at the end of the day, if you look at who should be 25th Amendmented,
it's Joe Biden.
It's Joe Biden. It's Dianne Feinstein.
Come on, man.
It's a lot of people
John
that
Fetterman,
are not
who showed
Donald
up,
Trump.
Casual day.
Yeah,
his fucking
casual
basketball
day.
shorts and hoodie.
But I'm
I mean,
also
at least he broke out the Snow White, or the absolute perfectly white Carhartt for the press conference.
What gets me about Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Sailing, like
That's
you
right.
go sailing on your little.
what gets me about Marjorie Taylor Greene, though, she's like, he is misled this country, blah blah blah. He has not done a good job. It's like, okay, well, that's not impeachable.
Look, here's my thoughts on Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think she comes from the right place, but she's a little too edgy to make herself useful.
Well, not only that, but she's also a little bit crazy.
Well, that's what I'm
she's
saying.
a little crazy.
She's too over the top to make herself
She's a
useful.
little too
If she
MAGA,
would
you know what I
turn-
mean?
If she would turn it down a little bit, she could be
little
far
too
more
MAGA.
useful than what she is.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think she comes from the right place as far as like she's moving in the right direction, but she's just like, here's where you need it. She's like, up here.
You're like an 8. I need for you to be like a 5 minimum.
Yeah, you need to be here, and you're like 12 all the time.
Yeah.
Like, tone that shit down.
Turn it down just a tad. Okay, Marge? That's all we're asking is just tone it down a little bit. We'll be fine. Okay? Now, on to the juicy stuff. Right? So, just for full disclosure, the Democrats are saying that these people are not whistleblowers. Right? At the end of the day, these guys are whistleblowers.
They meet the criteria.
They meet the criteria. They went to their superiors.
Proper channels.
Nothing happened. And then they were like, fuck you, we're going to go to Congress. Which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Now, the FBI retaliated against those. It is against the law to retaliate against a whistleblower.
You cannot do
Period.
it.
You cannot do it, full stop. It doesn't matter if you believe that they're a whistleblower or not. You cannot retaliate against a whistleblower. Period. They revoked these guys' security clearances. They made it to where they couldn't work or provide for their families.
Horrible stuff.
First off, I don't know if you know who investigates security clearances, but I'll give you a hint. It starts with an F
and ends with an I.
ends with an I.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Kate.
I'd like
Is
to
it
solve the puzzle,
FBI?
Alex.
It is. So,
I would like to purchase B.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Alex, I'd like to solve the puzzle, please.
No, it's Pat.
Oh, yeah, Pat.
Pat Sajak.
I like Alex.
Yeah, I'm sad that he's dead. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So,
Have you seen Jeopardy's most famous awkward moment? The quote, it was clam digger. And the last letter that was undone was D. Everything else was in there. And this white guy literally goes, I would like to purchase, however you say it. And he goes, yeah, what letter do you want to purchase? He goes, N. And literally, Alex was just standing there like.
You mean Pat?
Or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Pat
was just
Sajak.
standing there awkwardly looking, waiting for the buzzer to go,
Oh, God.
It's hilarious.
Boy.
Ooh, that's awkward.
Everybody's like.
And then he goes casually, nope, no in.
Nope. Nope.
Let's just act like this never happened.
That's not it.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's not it. Anyway, let's see. What is this first one? Okay, yeah, this first one is actually important. So let's go ahead and go to that one.
So which Americans were being targeted? Now, August 2nd, 2022, a media organization obtained a copy of a document which whistleblowers subsequently authenticated to the committee that is styled the FBI's Domestic Terrorism Symbols Guide on Militia.
Hold on a second. One thing to point out, too, is that these whistleblowers, for, added clarity, they didn't all come from the same department or
No. These
base
guys
of
are
operations. They're all over.
These guys are from all over the country.
And they're all reporting very similar things.
Yes.
That's key to this.
Violent extremists. Mr. O'Boyle, are you generally familiar with that guide?
Yes.
And that guide identified certain things that made people more likely to be deemed a threat or terrorists, didn't it?
Yes.
And wasn't one of those things just the number 2 and the letter A next to each
Hello.
other?
Yes, it was.
Got you
the
lacking,
And in
girl.
your experience as a
there?
law enforcement official,
He's like,
does
"Ooh,
putting the
she's
word
sleeping."
2 or the letter 2 and A next to each other make someone more likely to be violent or law-breaking?
No.
And if someone signified the right, that they support the right to bear arms, was that also something in the symbol guide?
Yes.
And how about
Hold
this
on,
one
pause
really
it for a
got me.
second. Okay, so I'm just going to enlighten you guys real quick. Okay, according to this publication that the FBI sent out, that right there, that flag,
Terroristic threat.
terrorist threat. This flag behind me,
Terrorist
threat.
Damn.
The Gadsden flag,
Oh my god.
apparently, the Gadsden flag was a super important
That was number
flag.
1.
Back
I have to
in,
go home. I can't conspire with terrorists.
but well, bye.
Bye, Felicia. Bye.
So the Gadsden flag is an extremely historic flag. It was flown during the Revolutionary War. That is an extremely historic saying because it roughly translates to "come get" or "come take," right?
Yeah, a little
But
bit of spirit of Leonidas.
It's
there.
This is Sparta.
it's actually "come and take them," right?
Right.
So, at the end of the day, we're patriots because we believe in the Second Amendment. We're not terrorists,
Damn
okay?
right, brother.
And if you believe that we're terrorists, you can fuck yourself. Yay!
And eat a dick.
Thank you, Joe.
Bigly.
Shiz me.
Bigly.
Shiz me. Okay, continue.
Got me. The Betsy Ross flag was the
Hold
Betsy.
on. The Betsy Ross flag, in case you don't know, which I'm sure there are people out there who don't know, was the first American flag.
Yeah,
It was the one with the circle.
Yeah, the circle.
yeah.
Had
that circumference and everything
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Ross flag in the terrorism symbol guide.
It was.
And what about the Betsy Ross flag makes someone more likely to be a violent extremist?
Nothing.
They're
I wish
old
there
as
was a
fuck.
reasonable explanation for that question.
There isn't. And people blew the whistle and said, this stuff is crazy. Americans are being targeted. Mr. Friend, you ever been to a school board meeting?
Yes, I have.
FBI ever sent you to the parking lot of a school board meeting?
Yes, they have.
And in the parking lot of a school board meeting where the FBI sent you, you were taking down information regarding people's license plates.
That's correct.
Now, it wasn't the first time you'd been to a school board meeting, was it?
No, I went on my own as a private citizen.
As a parent.
Yes.
And so there you were. It must have been
Inception. There was an FBI agent watching you and taking your license plate info.
Yep.
Da 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 da.
Yep.
Twilight Zone type shit here.
We need the Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that
Yeah.
earlier this week, and I completely forgot about it. Yeah, we need the alert for the
Yeah.
guards on
Wait.
Metal Gear Solid. Wham!
Konami, man, killing it.
Anyway.
quite an interesting perspective. There you were taking down the information of people, parents attending school board meetings on behest of the FBI, and you had been one of those parents at a school board meeting.
Well,
How did
Linda.
that feel?
Oh, I'm going to write
After I
down your
attended
license
privately, my
plate.
colleagues teased me that they were probably going to start
Looks like
investigating
you and
me.
little Billy can't come over.
Did you catch that? Privately, his colleagues joked that they were going to start investigating him.
The FBI they are the terrorists now.
Something tells me they
Dare I
weren't
say.
kidding.
Yeah, something tells me they were not.
And dare I say, they say we're the terrorists. I'm starting to think they are the terrorists.
Get them nostrils away from that mic, boy.
You can't hear.
Yes, you can.
I can't hear shit.
Boy, it sounds like a beluga well over there.
Anywho, continue.
Yes, I believe so.
You went after people who looked at child porn,
Yes.
people who were sexually exploiting children.
Yes.
And then
Fair enough.
you were in the parking lot of a school board meeting, taking down the information of parents. What happened to the cases that you were working to protect our communities from the worst predators that exist?
I was told they were not to be resourced, and then after I was suspended, they were handed off to local law enforcement.
Wow, so the FBI just decided it was more important to have you in that parking lot of that school board meeting than getting the worst of the worst away from people that they could harm.
That's correct.
But you deserve the consequences you are getting, according to the ranking member. Mr. O'Boyle, the ranking member said that when people break the law, they deserve the consequences they get. And it doesn't matter that they served in the military. So what law did you break before the FBI packed up all your stuff and moved it across the country to Virginia?
No true law. The only thing I broke was not towing the line for the FBI. Like I said when I opened, my oath is to the Constitution, not to the FBI.
And our laws provide you avenues to talk.
Applaud that man. Give him some cheers. That's a fucking patriot right there. That
Dang right. Dang right.
is the kind of person that should be in the FBI. That is the kind of person that should be running the FBI. And honestly, all of this bullshit that the FBI is doing that is blatantly illegal, the FBI should be defunded and broken up and dismantled, in my opinion.
Well, another thing you have to look at too is you can tell the people in these testimonies. You can tell who's being truthful and who's not simply by the way that the people who are being truthful answer the questions.
Yeah.
And the people who aren't will literally just
They try to tiptoe
they will
around
do
it.
everything they can to avoid answering the
Pretty
question.
much.
And these guys are just straight up front answering quick, simple answers to questions.
Yep. And
Nothing to hide.
Again, they didn't break the law.
Yeah.
They literally followed the correct path. They went to their supervisors. Nothing was done, so they went to Congress, which is exactly it's perfectly within their rights.
Yeah.
To do so.
I mean, it's literally there. There's a whistleblower
There's a process
act
for
there
it.
for them.
So anyway, let's move on to the next video.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, all of this it pisses me off to no end that this is still going on.
It's infuriating.
You know, and it's not just this; it's other stuff too. It goes all the way into the IRS, which we'll get into later.
It goes all the way back to Waco.
Well, yeah, I mean, all three-letter agencies should probably be disbanded, especially the ATF and the CIA and the FBI.
I would be completely okay with ATF being disbanded.
And the IRS. Fuck them
Speaking
guys.
of Waco, did you watch that documentary series on Netflix about it?
It's not a documentary series. It's
No. There is a documentary
there's a new
series
one.
about Waco.
Oh.
Yeah. My wife
Is
watched
it
it.
new?
I
Need to
haven't
watch
watched
it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Is it new?
Limited series, yeah.
Wait. I think I started watching
Talking
it.
about the Branch Davidians and
And
all
it
that.
actually has the guy that played drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched part of it, yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
My wife watched it, which is kind of
Pretty-
bizarre. She's not into any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
She's like, I watched it. It was pretty good.
Dude,
I was like,
Waco, Waco is a good red pill, I'm telling you.
The series was.
I know about Waco. I'm just saying I haven't watched that specific.
I'm saying for your
documentary.
wife. I'm saying for your wife. Like,
But she watched it. She was like, she's not into anything like
And
that
the
at all.
lady, the main lady that's on it the whole time, I'm like, you're fucking out of your mind. Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah, because she's still like David was
still
Jesus.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
You said Jesus Christ. I was like, no, David.
No, David.
I'm sorry, I meant David.
I mean, David.
David
Sorry,
Christ.
my bad.
Yeah,
my
she
bad.
was- yeah, she still believes that he was right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the ATF did make him look right because he said that the enemy was going to come and they were all going to burn to death, basically, fighting against him. And what happened? That's exactly what happened.
But I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't know. Like, this is just nuts to me. You're going to let 20-something children burn to death?
Yeah, it doesn't make
That
any
was
sense.
That was bullshit.
All right, let's go.
Recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Goldman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to move quickly through a couple different questions. We established earlier credibility matters, certainly for witnesses who appear before us. Mr. Boyle, do you know who Kash Patel is?
I do.
Have you received any money from Kash Patel or his organization?
I have.
When you previously met with the majority members and/or majority staff of this committee, was Kash Patel present for that meeting?
No.
To your knowledge, has Kash Patel ever spoken to the committee members on your behalf?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of? Was anyone present for your previous meetings with committee members and staff on the majority that were not members of this committee or staff of this committee?
My counsel.
Your counsel? Anyone else?
I don't think so. No.
Is Kash Patel helping you finance your counsel?
Not that I'm aware of.
Mr. Friend, what about you? Do you know Kash Patel as well?
Yes.
And did you receive any money from Kash Patel?
Yes, he gave me a donation last November.
A donation?
Yes.
Are you a charitable organization?
I was an unpaid, indefinitely suspended man trying to feed his family, and he reached out to me and said he wanted to give me a donation.
Did he have any, was he present for any of your meetings with committee members or staff?
No.
And how many times did you meet with the committee members or staff prior to your transcribed interview?
I never met with them prior to my transcript.
Did you speak to them on the phone?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so you spoke to them on the phone.
Yes, I spoke to them on the phone, corresponded.
Did you provide documents?
Yes, I gave them my written declaration.
Did they ask you whether they could share that with the minority?
I don't know. At the time, I don't believe they were actually in the majority.
Did they ask you whether they could share the documents?
I don't remember if they did or didn't.
I want to focus a little bit on that SWAT case that you mentioned, Mr. Friend, where the SWAT team was used to make an arrest of someone associated with the domestic violent extremist group. That was not your case?
That was a case that was within my office. The Joint Terrorism Task Force sort of ran all the cases together.
Did you work on that case?
My name is on it. I did not perform work for it.
Got it. And what evidence did you have that this defendant had offered to surrender to the FBI?
The evidence I had was in his conversations with the individuals from my office who he spoke to. He said that he would cooperate.
So he said he would cooperate with the FBI, but he never told you that he would surrender to an arrest. Those are two different things, you agree, right?
No, I wouldn't. If somebody told me that if you need anything from me, just let me know, I'll cooperate, I would interpret that to mean I could reach out to them if I had a criminal charge.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. All right, that's certainly not my experience.
Well, nobody gives a fuck about your experience. So why don't you shut the fuck up?
You ain't the one being questioned, my friend.
You passed around information to other members of the FBI
Let's
related
skip forward
to
to where
6th,
Jim
is that
Jordan
right?
jumps in.
Yes, sir.
And you were admonished by your supervisor not to do that, is that right?
I was not, sir.
You were not. So when it says here in the FBI's letter...
Disclosure, which is what I've done.
Okay, but do you think you make those
The gentleman has
decisions?
expired. Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes himself. Mr. O'Boyle, why do you think they came down on you so darn hard? Deep down, what do you think their motivation is?
I think the agency as a whole wants to get rid of people who simply just don't toe the line that they want. They don't want critical thinkers. They don't want people who raise valid questions to their chain of command.
They want to send a message, don't they?
Absolutely.
They want to make you an example, don't they?
Yes.
And they don't care. They want to send that message so hard, so strong, they don't care that you served 6 years in the Army, member of the 101st Airborne, took enemy fire, was selected for a special new unit they were putting in Quantico. They wanted to send such a message that they said, if we can get this guy, we can get this guy to be quiet, we can get everybody to be quiet. That's what they were doing, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, especially since I just had a baby who was 2 weeks old, and we had just sold our house.
Just to put the emphasis on it, they said, we're going to do it the day he arrives. The day we've worked with him, we selected him, he's done a great job in the FBI, he served our country, took an oath to the Constitution, took an oath to defend this country. He's going to move, we're going to send all his stuff in this van to this moving, we're going to do that. When the day he arrives, we're going to suspend him. We're not going to let his family get their belongings. We're not going to let him get his clothes for his kids, his winter coats for his children. We're going to send a message. And they did. They suspended you. They took your pay. They don't let you get health insurance. They made life miserable for you to send a message. Because you know what? You reported on the first big screw-up they had in this administration. The first big one. You reported to us as a whistleblower about the school board's issue. The Biden administration, they thought this was going to be a win for them politically. They thought it was going to make Terry McAuliffe governor of Virginia. Backfired on him. And you reported. Would it surprise you, Mr. O'Boyle, to know that the FBI told us they looked at 25 parents who were reported on this snitch line that was set up with this memorandum from the Attorney General. They looked at 25 parents. How many do you think of them were actually ever investigated and prosecuted? How many think were prosecuted, Mr. O'Boyle?
If I had to guess, I'd say 0.
0. 0. And you came to us because you say this is wrong. This is wrong to set up some federal snitch line, some neighbor calling in because they don't like their neighbor's politics, reporting to the FBI, go investigate these parents. They said, we got to get this guy. We got to get Garrett O'Boyle because you had the courage to step forward. And it's not just with this issue, because we have the memorandum from the Richmond field office about Catholics, right? If you're pro-life, pro-family, and you're Catholic, look out. The FBI wanted to put people inside the church, inside the parish, to spy on fellow citizens. Does that surprise you, Mr. O'Boyle? Did that actually happen in the Richmond field office?
It doesn't, not anymore.
Scary. And you know that memorandum, by the way? It was signed off by 5 people in that office. One of them was the chief division counsel, a lawyer. A lawyer who supposedly went to law school and probably had a course on the Constitution, signed off on that memorandum. Scary stuff. Scary stuff.
All right.
Mr. Allen,
we can stop there and let's skip the next video and go to the last video in the whistleblower hearings, because I think this one is the most important one. And it's quite telling.
Look, I'm not going to lie. Anytime Jim Jordan talks, I get a throbber. Bigly.
Is that what I heard hit the bottom of the table?
There's a on there.
Yeah, if it sounded like my knee hit the table,
I just heard like a little.
Was not my knee.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's Lonnie every time Jim Jordan talks.
Mr. Allen, it says on the button, it looks like ale. You have to like kind of move a little to see it. See how it looks? Ale.
Oh yeah.
That's where I was like, I don't see it.
What? It's tapping my leg.
Yes, it is. Jim Jordan just spoke. Of course, it's tapping your leg.
Lonnie, get away from me. It's all the way over on my fucking left leg. Come on now.
It's kind of crook.
Put the snake away.
Anyway, all right. So this one is actually super important. We're going to watch the whole, maybe the whole thing, but at least a good chunk of it.
Astonishingly, heard a Democrat on this committee question your allegiance to the United States. How many tours in Iraq did you do?
I did 2 tours in Iraq, sir.
And for how many decades have you held a security clearance?
For 2 decades, sir.
Ever been called into question before?
No, sir.
And you also received the Employee of the Year award for the Charlotte field office, is that right?
That is correct, sir.
Did you receive any medals during your service for the Marine Corps and the United States Navy?
I did, sir. As a member of the Marine Corps, I received a Navy Commendation Medal and a Navy Achievement Medal.
Seems to me your allegiance to the United States is pretty well established over multiple decades, wearing the uniform, fighting for our country, and I am proud that you continue to fight for our country as a whistleblower here, making a disclosure to the United States Congress. And Mr. Allen, is it your belief that you were retaliated against because you shared an email that questioned the truthfulness of FBI Director Christopher Wray?
Yes, sir.
And you believed that he wasn't truthful based on testimony he'd given to the United States Senate, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
And in that testimony to the Senate, you believed that Christopher Wray indicated that there were no confidential informants and no FBI assets that were present at the Capitol on January 6th that were part of the violent riot. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to pause it there because I really want Lonnie to be here for this one because this one is important.
So basically, these guys are coming out saying that the FBI is running wild, and basically all these years, nobody's really felt to do anything about it until then.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, but it really took a turn during the Trump administration.
Right.
And it's gotten worse. And remember, Christopher Wray was appointed by Donald Trump at the advice of an advisor. Because Donald Trump doesn't know these people, right?
Right.
So he relied on the wrong people to tell him who to appoint and where to appoint them. So at the end of the day, Lonnie, I paused it because I really want you to watch this.
Okay.
Because I want your commentary on this as well.
God damn it.
Indeed. So, what you're about to see is somebody on the flow.
On the flow. My nerds fell down on the floor.
Lost a couple of clusters
Get on your knees. Show me what y'all do.
Anyway,
That's all right.
those things are delicious.
What is it?
To Justin.
I'll eat them. I don't give a shit.
Is that like Nerds Rope, but in like
gummy clusters?
Bruh.
You've never had those before?
Never had these?
I've had Nerds Rope. I
Yeah,
had
they're like that, but like little cluster. Another?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start throwing out snacks. Open your mouth.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, continue.
Please play the video. We're now going to hear from George Hill, who worked at the Boston field office.
Okay.
The SSA in Boston said they were going to a political rally, which is First Amendment protected activity. No, we're not uploading. We're not starting cases on these people. To which they said, well, we're going to call your SAC. And the SSA said, go right ahead. Because when you're pushing back, you want to make sure that you have your six covered. So the SAC and the ASAC were intimately aware of these kinds of exchanges that were going on. And again, to his credit, Joe Bonavolonta said, no, we're not opening up cases on people who went to a rally. And I forgot a key part. The SSA for CT2 said, happy to do it. Show us where they were inside the Capitol, and we'll look into it. To which WFO said, we can't show you those videos unless you can tell us the exact time and place those individuals were inside the Capitol. To which the SSA responded back, and I was privy to these conversations firsthand. Why can't you show us? Why can't you just give us access to the 11,000 hours of video that's available? Because there may be UC's undercover officers or CHS's confidential human sources on those videos whose identity we need to protect.
So, Mr. Allen,
right.
You got retaliated against.
So, key takeaway there, Christopher Wray lied to Congress and said that there wasn't any FBI personnel on the ground during January 6th. The lie detector test determined that was a fucking lie.
Maury said, liar!
Thank you. So, at the end of the day, these guys are patriots. They're doing their duty to the country. They're protecting the Constitution, and I applaud them.
So, I just want to play the devil's advocate real quick. So I just want to, just for maybe some clarity here. So, if there were some undercover informants, they may have been there to play a part because they may have been looking for something else. And you see what I'm saying? Like,
negative.
Because the conspiracy is that they helped, the undercover informants helped perpetuate this, right?
Well, no. The fact of the matter is that these guys incited these people to go into the Capitol.
Right. That's the idea. And I'm looking at it, and I think that I would agree with that. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying is maybe they were embedded with some of these groups already, because of they thought they were.
Oh, you mean like how they coerced people into the plot to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer.
Well, there's that, but I'm not saying no. I'm just putting out another perspective.
Look, man,
at the end of the day,
if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
A cow.
Yeah,
no,
it's definitely a cow.
What I'm saying is
100% a cow.
Listen, what I'm saying is they may have been embedded with these individuals and still did this with them because they were that was not something they were investigating.
Look,
Maybe some of these groups were.
I will validate what you're saying, Joe. Yes, there is a possibility. But is there a likelihood?
No.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying that's what's happening.
No, and I get what you're saying. I know you're trying to look at this from a different perspective. Just kind of throwing the eyes out there.
Because I don't want to put one perspective out there because we don't want to be an echo chamber.
And I get that. But what I'm saying is there a chance? Yes. Is there a likelihood that's what was occurring?
No, I agree.
No.
I agree. I think this is kind of like 9/11 inside job.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, but
jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, and
buildings that weren't hit by planes don't just randomly collapse.
And FBI informants help get into the Capitol building.
Well, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys were probably there trying to get people to break the law so that they could do Joe Biden's bidding.
Yeah, I think you really have to look at the context of the whole situation, right? That's kind of where you kind of draw your conclusion. I mean, like Justin said, the whole, Gretchen Whitmer thing, and there's evidence to prove that they were acting with nefarious intent, elsewhere. Why wouldn't you apply that here? Why would they randomly be acting of sound?
We're just trying to do the right thing.
Sound action.
We're just the good guys.
Yeah.
Wrong.
We're the acronym branch. We're doing good things. Which
I do feel like it's a sketchy situation.
It is. I mean, it's 100% a sketchy situation. It's probably 100%. Let's just say.
I'm calling it heresy and traitorism.
I think it's treasonous.
Treasonous. That's what I'm looking for. Not heresy. Treasonous.
I was searching for the word. My brain's a little fried. I built a Starfinder character last night, and it was
nerd.
Starfinder. It's a D&D type thing. Anyway,
tell me one of those, Kate. I want to know.
It's like a futuristic. Sorry.
Boom.
It's like
it stopped in a perfect spot. Yeah, it's like a futuristic space exploration D&D. Anyway,
just a lot more in depth.
Oh my God, a lot more in depth is an understatement.
I knew we weren't even gonna make mine because I knew how long it was gonna take.
My fucking brain was fried last night. After that, I couldn't. Anyway,
I must say that this still thing of Joseph R. Well, no,
that's Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden, sorry,
boy.
He looks like he's trying to take a shit.
Like father, like son.
Well, I mean, his dad does shit his pants on a regular basis, so.
He said, "Daddy, I want to be proud of you."
So, in other news, the DOJ has. I don't know what's happening over there, and I don't like it.
He took a grumpy on the bed.
It took her like 2 minutes to react to what I said, I think.
No, I was trying not to bust out laughing. I was just trying to chuckle, and then I just couldn't hold it anymore.
Okay, so the DOJ has removed the investigative team from the IRS from the Hunter Biden probe.
Oh, shit.
Like the entire team.
Damn, just gone.
So, just gone. So, I mean, yeah, no bias there at all. You're definitely not trying to protect the president's son at all.
So we have another anacronym, right? Yeah.
Another 3-letter agency that needs to be disbanded.
Doing weird things corruptly?
No, never. What? Go ahead and play this.
Whistleblower and Hunter Biden saga is heating up today. The attorneys for the whistleblower who came forward last month alleging he had information on the IRS's investigation into the president's son have exposed something interesting. This whistleblower, who was still unnamed, had been working on the probe and said it had been mishandled with political preference. The attorneys have now written a letter to several ranking members of the House Judiciary Committee and Whistleblower Protection Caucus to explain that there has been a development in the probe into Hunter Biden. The letter explains that the whistleblower and his team have literally been removed from investigating the president's son, a decision made by the Department of Justice. It reads,
weird.
Today the Internal Revenue Service Criminal Supervisory...
That doesn't sound very justice-y to me.
That's two three-letter agencies that are acting weird.
Yeah, the DOJ, the IRS, the FBI, the CIA, all of them. Just all of them. Disband all three-letter agencies.
They're boy.
Fuck these people.
It's Mercury. It's in retrograde.
It must be, because this is some bullshit.
It's happening again.
Special agent we represent was informed that he and his entire investigative team are being removed from the ongoing and sensitive investigation of the high-profile, controversial subject about which our client sought to make whistleblower disclosures to Congress. He was informed the change was at the request of the Department of Justice. On April 27, 2023, IRS Commissioner Daniel Werfel appeared before the House Committee on Ways and Means. He testified, "I can say without any hesitation there will be no retaliation for anyone making an allegation or a call to a whistleblower hotline. However, this move is clearly retaliatory and may also constitute obstruction of a congressional inquiry." The attorneys go on to detail that their client should not be retaliated against for wanting to disclose certain information about the investigation to members of Congress. Any attempt by any government official to prevent a federal employee from furnishing information to Congress is also a direct violation of long-standing appropriations restriction. Finally, removing the experienced investigators who have worked this case for years and are now the subject matter experts is exactly the sort of issue our client intended to blow the whistle on to begin with. Now, this is an interesting development into the investigation into Hunter Biden, who is currently being probed for potentially committing tax crimes. He's been under investigation since 2018 for a series of
He's being probed,
potential
and not in the
crimes,
fun
such
way.
as tax fraud, money laundering, and
But he
making a
probably
false
had that
statement
done
in
to him a
relation
couple
the
of times,
purchase of a
too.
firearm.
All in
But
the name
after
of
years
crack.
Hey, Candy, can you peg me?
Anyway, so we can cut that off now. So we all know that Hunter Biden is a piece of shit, right? He's a crackhead.
Yes.
He's probably a pedophile. There are pictures from his laptop
That boy smells like doo-doo.
that, the laptop that everybody said was fake, showing him with scantily clad minors while being naked. There's all kinds of shit wrong with this particular man. Okay. At the end of the day, if he's committed a crime, he should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. His laptop shows that he's committed some fucking crime. Okay?
Go to prison crime.
Go to prison under the prison crime. The man lied on a background check for a firearm. He's done questionable things dealing with money by peddling his family name. He's sold art that sucks, which isn't a crime, but should be.
My eyes.
My eyes. They burn.
How many crack rocks did you have to smoke to think this looked good?
Okay, listen, I don't want to see your macaroni art,
Look,
Hunter.
man, okay, it was the Parmesan.
It was the
Bad
Parmesan
day.
cheese. I probably smoked more Parmesan cheese than anybody else in history. Yeah.
You know how hard that shit is to get out of a shag carpet?
The search for
You know how
crack
hard it is to get out of your ass
continues.
crack?
Crack pipe Biden. So at the end of the day, this whole family is pretty much Joe Bribin, But I think the important part here is that the whistleblower and his entire team were removed from the investigation because he blew the whistle. And this is like third world country bullshit. Like, this is stuff that you would expect to happen in China, not in America.
All I'm saying is the Hawaiian shirt might need to get pressed.
Listen, I just want a plate carrier vest in Hawaiian print. Okay? I want one. I need one.
Gotta have
I
it.
need it. Anyway, now on to something that I find also disgusting. Cori Bush, the representative who literally twerked in a campaign ad because that's what this country has come to.
Yes, Queen Slay.
I was feeling myself.
Is once again race baiting and asking for reparations again. Now, Joe, I think we've talked about this a couple of times. would you consider freedom payment enough for your enslavement? Would you consider equal opportunity under the law reparations
so
for
here,
enslavement?
my opinion on this is, ain't nobody alive today been a slave. Ain't nobody alive today ain't owned a slave.
No, there,
At least
there
in
are,
America,
hold on. There are people, but they're not here.
But, I mean, what I'm saying is
They're abroad.
in the sense. But I'm saying in the sense of we whipping you, making you pick stuff, and I'm talking about in America. Ain't nobody alive today owned a slave. Ain't nobody alive today been a slave. You are a product of your own actions. I mean, or your environment. There is some environment.
There's some environment that contributes to it.
But once you're an adult, you are a product of your own actions.
You are responsible for your own outcomes. Now, I would like to point out this guy in the shit green shirt that says, "If we ain't got it, you ain't gonna have it because we gonna tear it up."
That is literally the dumbest mentality I've ever heard of.
Yeah. First off, that's a good way to get shot.
Winter alert.
Second off,
that's communism.
Your fingernails are painted, so I automatically don't take you seriously. And third off,
sunglasses
you're
are
standing behind
hideous.
Cori Bush, which means I definitely don't take you seriously. So let's go to Cori Bush and hear what she has to say about reparations.
I bet it's going to sound like garbage.
This effort as a thoughtful contribution to the foundation of the decades of work we have done in Congress to move the needle forward. In particular, this resolution calls out our government's failure to pass H.R. 40 legislation, which
I'm sorry, Lonnie, I couldn't hear you.
I can't take this lady with the collar serious.
First of all, she's reading
Yeah,
off
me
her
either.
cell phone too.
With those big ass nails.
That's what I was about to say.
big ass
Yeah,
gold
look at
plated
your
looking
face.
nails.
It's got to register as a weapon.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, this woman is dressed to the nines and wants to talk about rights and stuff. Like, lady, you make more money than I do. You want to talk about like you don't have equal rights and
She
shit?
makes more money than everybody sitting at this table combined. Okay?
But hey, she had to try harder.
No, she didn't. She twerked.
That's hard work, man. You ever
that
twerk?
ain't hard work.
You ever tried twerking?
That ain't hard work.
That's a
Kate,
sweaty
You can
job.
throw your back out.
Kate can twerk.
Dude,
I
with
can
your
twerk
knees,
pretty good, bro.
Throw that ass up.
With your knees, you ain't doing it, buddy.
I'll do it later.
I can twerk pretty good, bro.
Oh God!
You want to see me twerk? I'll twerk on camera.
No.
Fat don't mean you're twerking, Joe.
Joe, scoot that microphone away from your
I'm
face.
sorry. No, I was looking at you. I'm sorry.
It's trying to get sucked into the
you've been
black
like that.
hole that is
It's in the
your nostril.
vortex. Hold
Anyway,
on.
continue. We gotta go.
And a measure that has now been introduced in Congress for over 30 years, seeking the establishment of a commission to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans. H.R. 40 is the pathway for a governmental framework that will help restore national balance and unity in terms of wealth, healthcare, education, housing, and the criminal justice system. By passing H.R. 40, Congress can start a movement toward the national reckoning we need to bridge racial divides. Reparations are ultimately about respect, reconciliation, and healing.
No, they're not.
And the hope that one day, Americans of all backgrounds can walk together toward a more just future. Congress can start a movement toward the national reckoning. We need to build a bridge, racial divides.
Here's a thought.
Fucking.
Stop talking about it.
Okay.
So have y'all heard about California actually moving forward with?
Yeah,
the
that's
reparations?
going nowhere.
Yeah.
And like we're talking like $1 million per person.
Yeah, that's going nowhere.
First of all, Joe, it's California.
Yeah. Oh, I
Second
know,
of
I
all-
get that, but I'm saying like, so what these people don't understand is money isn't always the good option.
No,
because
it
you
is to
see,
them because that's all they want. They don't care.
but
about
you see,
anything
but
else.
you see these people that win the lottery, and a lot of these people actually end up with worse lives because they don't know how to manage money.
Correct.
And now I'm not saying like anything like I'm not saying
A
it's
lot of
because they're
them die
black
of
or
like
anything.
drug
No,
overdose
you're
and shit.
poor because you don't know how to manage money.
Yeah,
that's a
they're-
proven fact.
Like being poor has nothing to do with your skin color.
First off, don't attack me like that, Lonnie.
In the words,
Look, man.
in the words
You buy a
of
bunch of dildos, it happens.
That's fair.
to quote, crap, what is his freaking name?
The look on Kate's face just then was hilarious and priceless. She just looked at me like,
First of all, excuse me. Second of all, where are they?
they're in Lonnie's butt.
Safety pins. Safety pins. It's like a safety deposit box in here, right? Ain't nobody getting in it.
And plenty of room up in there.
He pays a monthly fee.
So okay. So back to the seriousness
$50
here.
storage fee.
So here's the problem, right? They've tried this before and it didn't go very well, right? They tried it with Native Americans.
Yep.
The government decided that Native Americans couldn't do anything with that money and put it in trusts. They tried it in Britain, but guess who got the money? It wasn't the formerly enslaved. It was the slave owners.
Damn, son.
How'd that happen?
They were being compensated for the property that they lost.
I mean,
Wait,
look,
no, explain that. I'm confused.
Slaves were considered property.
Right.
The government took their property.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, the government had to compensate them for their property, even though people aren't property.
Right.
And I've never believed that people are property.
No.
But at the end of the day, I believe that when you're promised 40 acres and a mule by the federal government, and then Democrats regain power and take that 40 acres and a mule back from you, that should tell you everything you need to know about relying on the government to give you shit.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, this whole reparation shit, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, we will be giving reparations to every race at some point, point in time.
Yep. Now, the one time that reparations should have been paid and were was when Germany decided to be dumbasses.
Yeah.
And start world wars.
They had that one guy.
You know, they had that one guy, that one time.
With the little mustache.
Yeah, that guy.
And little dick energy, too.
Yeah,
tiny. So they did pay.
Tiny dick energy.
They did pay
not Jewish nations. They paid nations reparations for the damage caused by the war that they started.
Interesting.
By invading Poland.
Huh. I didn't know they did that.
Oh, that guy.
Where the fuck were you in world history? Anyway.
Not paying attention.
Clearly. Probably shoved up Heather's ass.
No, I was.
You got it.
She
all
was
wrong.
a grade ahead of us.
You got it all wrong here, people. He couldn't hear anything over the sound of his nostrils.
That's true.
That was pretty close, Joe. I'm not gonna lie.
It was pretty close.
To record you, buddy.
Anyway, something that we're going to enjoy now after reparations talk, which none of us agree with. You know, you were not. What are you doing over there?
I'll start.
5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
You know the thing.
So now we go.
I'll be honest with you.
I'm kind of retarded.
We go to Daddy Musk, who I think did a great job in this interview.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
about
Lonnie.
your tweets, because it comes up a lot. Even today, it came up in anticipation of this. I mean,
Look at his posture.
you do some tweets that seem to be, or at least give support to some who would call others conspiracy theories.
Well, yes, but I mean, honestly, some of these conspiracy theories have turned out to be true.
You know when he sits like that, he's
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, like the Hunter Biden laptop.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was a pretty big deal. There was Twitter and others engaged in active
This is
suppression of information.
not
going to
go the way that you want it to go, buddy.
That's a terrible thing that happened. That's election interference.
First of all, when a billionaire shows up to an interview in a T-shirt and you're wearing a full suit,
he is not worried about what you're going to say.
He's about to fuck your day up.
Yeah.
That guy, and you can quote me on this, that guy fucks.
Yeah, he's got a kid with a weird name.
A couple of kids. Apparently, he's got a lot of kids.
He'd be slinging that thing.
Of course.
He's going to handle the lack of reproduction rate in this country on his own.
In his own words, I'm trying to help the replacement rate. Anyway, continue.
I think Kate has a
make
man
a
crush
choice?
on some Musk over there.
You don't
No.
see, I mean, in terms of when you're going to.
Although I
engage.
don't like that it
for
looks like
example,
he's
even
wearing
today,
leggings.
Dude, those
you
pants.
You tweeted this thing about George Soros. Well, I'm looking for it because I want to make sure I quote it properly. But I mean, you know what you wrote. But You basically.
It reminds me of Magneto. It's just like, calm down, people. This is not like made a federal case out of it.
You also, you said he wants to erode the very fabric of civilization, and Soros hates humanity. Like, when you do something like that, do you
I think that's true. That's my opinion.
Okay, but why share it? Why share it? Especially because, why share it when people who buy Teslas may not agree with you?
Because I want to.
Advertisers on Twitter may not agree with you. Why not just say, hey, I think this? You can tell me. We can talk about it over there. You can tell your friends. But why share it widely?
This is freedom of speech. I'm allowed to say what I want.
You absolutely are. But I'm trying to understand why you do, because you have to know it's got a...
Because I can't, bitch.
It puts you in the middle of a...
That's essentially what this is going.
In the country. It makes you a lightning rod for criticism. Do you like that? People today saying he's an anti-Semite.
Look how he's looking at it.
He's looking at it like, I don't give a shit.
I'm like a pro-Semite, if anything.
I believe that probably is the case.
Yes.
But why would you even introduce the idea then that would be the case?
Look, we don't want to make this a George Soros interview.
No, God, no. I don't want to at all. But what I'm trying, even came up.
Pause it real quick. To say that George Soros is a Jew, like an actual practicing Jew, is like saying.
He did survive the Holocaust, so.
But he's a genetic Jew. He's genetically Jewish.
I get what Joe's saying. Joe's saying George Soros.
Current day George Soros, yes, I agree with that.
But I'm saying disagreeing with saying. He literally just tried to call him an anti-Semite just because he thinks that George Soros is an evil man. You're an anti-Semite because you don't like
Soros
this guy.
Is an evil man, and that's not anti-Semitic at all.
No, he doesn't even. It had nothing to do with him being Jewish. It'd be different if he's like, I don't like him because he's Jewish. That's anti-Semitic. But
correct.
Just saying that you don't like him because you think he's evil, that freaking media, bro.
Wasn't he trying to make a comparison between him and Magneto, basically, because they're both Holocaust survivors?
No, he was making a comparison because him and Magneto both have a very big distaste for humanity,
but also because they're both Holocaust survivors. And
he did say that. He did say that because he said. So what I think what he said.
But it wasn't being anti-Semitic.
Yeah, he said that he admired him for his struggle through the Holocaust. But then he turns out he made it through that and then turned out to be an evil son of a bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
and that's essentially what Magneto did.
Yeah,
anyway, continue.
Do your tweets hurt the company? Are there Tesla owners who say, I don't agree with his political position?
Look at that smirk.
And I know it because he shares so much of it. Or are there advertisers on Twitter that Linda Yaccarino will come and say, you got to stop, man. Or, I can't get these ads because of some of the things you tweet.
Wait for it.
Pause it. Hold on, pause.
He has a pause here for a minute.
What's running through his brain right now is I'm about to fuck you up. Go.
He's like, should I say it?
I'm reminded of the scene in The Princess Bride.
This is the weirdest comparison.
Where he confronts the person who killed his father. And he says, offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
Give it to him.
You want to share what you have to say?
I'll say what I want to say, and if the consequence of that is losing money, so be it.
Hell yes.
Boom.
But when you link to somebody who's talking about the guy who
pause it real quick. I just need to make a quick statement.
In a mall in
Hey, pause it real quick.
No.
Stop. Might be a bad psyop.
Hold
I'm not quite
on.
sure what you meant, but
in that particular case, there was somehow that's not that that obviously people were killed, but it was, I think, incorrectly ascribed to be a white supremacist action. And the evidence for that was some obscure Russian website that no one's ever heard of, that had no followers. And the company that found this is Bellingcat.
Right.
And do you know what Bellingcat does? PsyOps.
Right. I couldn't really even follow exactly what it was you were trying to express there, so that's part why I was curious.
I'm saying that I thought the ascribing it to white supremacy was bullshit.
Okay.
And that the information for that came from an obscure Russian website and was somehow magically found by Bellingcat, which is a company that does PsyOps.
And there's no proof, by the way, that he was not.
There's no. I would say that there's no proof that he is.
And that's a debate you want to get into on Twitter?
Yes. Yes. Because we should not be ascribing things to white supremacy if it's false.
Okay. What was your point, Joe?
I don't know. I forgot.
That's why it must not have been that important.
That's why I try to freaking stop you.
I have a question. Where is he from?
Africa.
I think Khalid's actually been on here before.
South Africa.
Okay, that explains his
accent.
Yep.
I'm trying to wrap my brain. I'm like, I don't know what that's from.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the comment.
The only reason I didn't let you go into it right then is because we're getting short on time.
Okay, well, I don't remember now, but it was somewhat important, actually. It was, actually, but I don't remember it now.
Well, must not have been, because you don't remember. So, anyway, now we move on to one of our favorite segments. It's time for We Hate Her. All right, let's roll this beautiful footage.
The last time that we got this close to a debt.
Oh, by the way,
the deuce.
It's the deuce. Go.
President Obama deputized his vice president to lead the negotiations. Why doesn't President Biden trust Vice President Harris to lead these negotiations?
Well, well, I disagree with your the premise of your question. The president does well. Let me. The president doesn't trust the vice president. As we all know, as we have stated many times, she was in the meeting that with the congressional members that occurred very recently, right before the president left for Japan. She has been in regular conversations as well, and has been in conversations with the president. He has taken her consult and listened to her advice, as he always does on many issues. This is one of many issues, and so that has not changed. And I think you actually said something that is incredibly important. The president has been there before, right? He has dealt with these types of negotiations, these types of conversations before. He knows how this all works. This is not new to him, and this is why he is optimistic. And this is why these conversations are going to continue, and he's going to stay on top of them.
Okay, so I'm going to touch on this real quick, and then we'll get back to We Hate Her. Apparently, Hunter Biden took a $6 million private jet to the court hearing for his child support.
Just to
not only that.
To ask for his child support to be decreased because he's broke.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
This is...
Can I just say,
stupid? Yes, you may.
Yeah.
That was crooked as shit, and I did not like it.
also, as he's getting off the plane, walking into court, he's saying this too.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
That's actual audio of Hunter Biden. It's weird because he sounds like Alex Jones, but he's not.
Weird because it smells like...
Smell like failure.
Now, this actually smells like failure.
Debt limit. There's no negotiating around the debt limit. They should do their constitutional duty and move forward. Yep.
Thank you, Corinne. The White House keeps saying that Republicans are manufacturing a crisis by refusing to do a clean bill to raise the debt limit. Right now, the nation's debt exceeds 100% of its GDP. This has happened twice in U.S. history, once during World War II and once now over the last couple of years. How is it not a crisis when the country literally owes more than it's worth?
You should ask the speaker this question.
No,
this is his job.
no.
This is his constitutional duty to
No.
move forward
No.
and get the debt limit
Nope.
done. That is a question for him. They are the legislative. It is a co-equal branch, as you know.
Then what
They
the
are
hell is your
legislative
job?
Body, and this is what they're supposed to do. That is a question. Seriously, that is a question for the speaker.
This
and
is
the
why we
MAGA
hate you,
Republicans
because
who
you
are
deflect.
Look how you paused it.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
But you gotta say it feminine.
Excuse me.
I just want to say at the beginning of that video, she looks like she does not give two shits to be there today.
Because she doesn't. She never does. She never
I
has.
know, but she really let it show.
She
in her
said,
face
"I
today.
wish I was not here. I wish I was at
Listen.
home licking a lot of puss."
Listen,
All right?
this little Debbie snack cake mascot looking motherfucker does not fuck.
Right now, I'm calling her mop head with that hairdo.
Yeah, she do be kind of
We
looking
call her
like
the
a mop.
ramen royal ambassador.
It's gonna be my.
It is May.
It's gonna be bullshit.
That's exactly right. And everything she says is bullshit. Continue. I don't think there's much left.
truly holding our economy hostage. I
No,
have
they're
to
not.
move on.
Joe
I
Biden is,
promise
though.
to take one more. I take one.
Goodbye.
I take.
I take.
Okay. So, on to the next one. We're going to fly through this.
Another one.
Another one. There's so many reasons we hate her.
What is the White House?
Yeah,
It is unbelievable.
On and on.
Now, this one is funny to me.
Reaction to Special Counsel Durham's report on how the FBI handled the Trump-Russia probe.
I would leave it to the Department of Justice to speak to.
Talks often about how he wants the DOJ and FBI to remain independent and, above the fray. That report seems to reflect the opposite. Does he agree with Special Counsel Durham that there needs to be wholesale changes at the FBI?
Again, that is with the Department of Justice. That's not something that I'm going to speak from the podium. As you just stated in your question, we believe in an independent Department of Justice. That's what the president said when he was running, and that's what the president has said the last 2 years. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys.
Weird, because his DOJ just removed the investigators from his son's case.
Not a good look.
That's not a good look, and that's why we hate you. On to the next one. I think this next one is one that I think this is the one. Oh wait, nope. Okay, the next one is the one that I really thought was gross. But anyway, this one is also gross.
The president has been around the block a few times, right? When you think about negotiations, he knows how to make deals. He knows how this works. And
so he's a whore.
There's no one more experienced.
And Joey loves titties.
Joe can speak from experience. You don't want to hear me throwing up. And on to the last portion.
Represent. Oh God, what is she wearing?
Oh, it couldn't have been that time that you
poured
a shit ton of vodka into my drink.
Yeah. I just don't remember what it sounds like. Thank God. By the way, I remember what I was going to say now.
Oh, what were you going to say?
So it's very interesting that when he said, "Give me money, give me power,"
I don't care.
That news anchor was just like, "What?"
Like,
you mean you don't sacrifice your principles for money?
No, because some of us actually have principles.
Well, the thing is, it's also hard for that guy to wrap his head around it because
he's perfectly fine with selling his principles for money.
No, I mean, you have to think about the unfathomable amount of money that Elon Musk has.
Yeah.
Like,
he could literally wipe his ass with George Soros.
He spent $44 billion just on a hobby.
Just to buy a website.
I mean, dude don't give a fuck.
It wasn't no hobby. It was literally just to
It's a hobby.
It was a troll. He's a troll.
It's a hobby.
He is a troll.
And
to have fun.
Just to be a troll, yeah.
And by hobby, I mean him having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when he's like, "I'm the chief twit." He spent $44 billion to send that tweet out.
And to walk into Twitter headquarters and be like, "You're all fired. Fuck you."
Yep.
Anyway, now this one is gross.
Representation matters. Visibility matters. It is so important. The way that I see my visibility is that I hope that young people see me and think possibilities.
You want people to look at you and be like, one day I can be as dumb as her.
Look at you and say, damn, I'm hungry for some ramen noodles.
Or look at you and be like, damn, I need to mop my floor when I get home.
Damn, I wish I had the diabetes.
Damn.
Wait, what?
Anyway, continue. There's more to this.
It's such a great question. There are more than 600 pieces of anti-LGBTQ plus legislation out there.
Here.
A few hundred of them are anti-trans community. And that matters because we have to call that out. And we've never seen this level. It's historic in the number of pieces of legislation. And I've met a lot of parents of trans kids in the past couple of months who have told me this.
Here it comes.
These devastating stories, whether they're in Texas or Oklahoma or wherever they are, saying how they now have to seriously consider leaving their state to protect their child. And that's something that we have to call out and continue to be very clear about, that these are kids. These are our kids. They belong to all
they're
of us.
not. No, they do not. Hold on. Let me tell you something right now. My kid is not your kid. And if you ever try anything with my kid, I will fuck you up.
Agreed.
I think we all agree with that because we're all parents at this table.
Yeah, no.
My kids don't belong to the government. Okay? Period. Full stop. My kids are my kids. Your kids are your kids. And if you touch my kids or try to transition my kids without my knowledge, I'm going to fuck your world.
Yeah.
So
and this is why we hate her.
Back, I think when not Joe Biden, Obama was president. Yeah, this. Lonnie, go to YouTube and type in "Your kids belong to everyone."
Oh, I remember this. This is fucking gross.
And you know, we just thought it was her and kind of just at one time, but that has evolved into an actual mindset.
Yeah, it has, and
that's kind of scary.
Again,
as a parent, it's
gross.
scary.
It's up. You missed
It's
it.
the pink shirt lady.
Pink shirt. Yep, right there.
Oh, right here.
Ugh. Anyway, this has been We Hate Her.
We have
Hit the button. Hit the button. We hate her. Hit the button. All right.
Dropping the ball, Kate. Gah.
Sorry. I was focused on watching Lonnie.
Yes, you were.
All right. So this woman talks about how basically your kids belong to the state.
never invested as much in public education as we should have because we've always had kind of a private notion of children. Your kid is yours and totally your responsibility. We haven't had a very collective...
Hold up. How are you going to have this woman giving a speech that's supposed to impact people when she's got this fucking lisp that's driving me nuts? I can't retain any kind of shit that you're telling me right now.
Well, you don't need to, so continue.
Shut up, Elmer Fudd.
Notion of these are our children. So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities. Once it's everybody's responsibility and not just the households, then we start making better investments.
False.
I call
categorically
bullshit.
Give her a stupid.
And that was stupid. That was 9 years ago.
Yeah, that was 9 years ago.
And we've come a long way.
The thing is like all of this stuff that everybody said this is just like tiny segments of the population that believe these things. Okay. At the end of the day, those things that they were talking about back then are the things that are coming up now.
Well, see, back in the day before, all this transition stuff and you know how like now, do you know they're actually putting cat litter boxes in school bathrooms?
Yes.
For girls that think they're cats.
Meow.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
you didn't know
that's
that?
the thing that's happening.
They're actually putting cat litter boxes.
Stupid. I mean, look, they got kitties,
Failure.
but they ain't cats.
Smell like failure.
They're actually doing that, and let's see if I can find it.
No. We don't want. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. We ain't got time for that shit. Now it's time for this week in Biden.
It's
time for this week in Biden.
what I was going to say is,
He can't handle it. He's about to blow a gasket. Every time you shut him down, he's like, I have to speak.
So, it was rare for us to hear somebody saying, "Oh, I identify as a vampire, this, that, and the other." Right? It was kind of a fringe thing, but now it's like the thing.
Yeah, it's a social contagion.
You know what's really
These
funny?
people got attention for being weird, and now everybody wants their little 15 minutes of attention.
You know what? You know who I blame for this? TLC, My Strange Addiction.
You know what?
I blame MTV for not playing music videos anymore.
You know what I blame for this? Whoever the fuck shot Harambe.
Motherfucker, you.
It all started with that goddamn gorilla.
Too soon.
It all started with that fucking gorilla. Rest in peace, Harambe.
Dicks out for Harambe.
Whoa. Whoa.
If I got to.
Where is it, Joe?
That's a valid
It's
question.
inside my gorilla fur.
Anywho.
Gorilla fur for Harambe.
This is off center.
It's the camera.
It needs to come.
Yeah, Joe has to scoot in more. He's got to get real close to you, man.
No, get away from me. I don't like that.
Yeah, we're just not centered up. You need to scoot towards Lonnie a little bit. That's what
Yep.
it is.
Probably.
Come on, big boy.
Oh, baby.
Walk this way.
Anyway.
She's my treasure.
All right, so it is time for This Week in Biden.
I don't know where that
There's not a button.
No, it's just we just need to go to.
We just need to go to the screen.
It's
There's no button. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. Okay.
in the process.
Go, you know the thing.
You got a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. All right. Dazed, confused, and trippy.
Just shove it and double the pressure.
I shoved everything out into the ground. Leader of the free world, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, where do I look? Where's the camera at?
Smile and wave, boys.
This way, Pops. This way. Oh. Jill, where am I?
I want to touch her. Can I sniff her?
Can I sniff you?
You make it smell like chicken
Can I
fried
sniff
rice.
your wife? Pretty please, can I sniff her? Huh? I don't know where to stand. I don't know.
You know what? I don't know what's worse.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what's worse. The fact that, one, he's an embarrassment to this nation. Two, the fact that his wife is equally as embarrassing.
Both of them.
You know who his wife reminds me of? A female.
Breakfast tacos.
I mean, you're not wrong, Lonnie.
And lots of them are coming across the border, according to her.
You're not wrong.
You know what? I'm gonna let you continue, and I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up.
We'll figure it out. No, Joe won't figure anything out.
literally tape on the floor.
How hard can it be? There's 4 tape marks, and there's 4 of you. Huh.
I feel like they got it wrong.
Yeah,
I feel like it should be the men in the center and the women on the outsides.
Or 2 and 2. Like
Yeah.
Couples by couples.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It should be Joe Biden. It should be. So, pause it. It should have been Jill, Joe, whoever that guy is, and then his wife.
Yeah. Or even just Joe, his wife, that guy, his wife.
I think the leaders should have been
No, I
standing
agree.
together.
I agree. That's the most ideal. But even that, you don't put, you don't split a couple.
Correct. Anyway,
Jackass.
I think we can move on to the.
No, let's just watch this embarrassment.
Yeah, we can go on to the next.
Maybe they were just trying to leak that. But.
She feels like Joe.
Go, you know the thing.
Yep.
President. I forgot what I was going to say now. You freaked me out.
So, and then there's this.
Biden on the debt ceiling.
Helicopter, but Andrews. Yeah, anyway, to meet with leaders at G7. America's role in the world is vital, especially right now, as we work together with other countries to support Ukraine and take on the challenges that demand international cooperation.
Oh my God, you're
From
not
tackling the climate
wrong.
crisis to strengthening the global economy. And before I leave, I wanted to say a word about the status of negotiations with the congressional leaders. We had a productive meeting
Take a
yesterday,
drink, No, you man.
and with all 4 leaders in the Congress.
Supposed to mix
No,
your
you didn't.
Metamucil
Civil
with
and
water,
respectful.
not just take it by
Everyone
the
came to the meeting, I think, in good faith. I'm confident that we'll get the agreement on the
Oh my God.
Can't see what it's like.
budget. America will not default.
I'm about to
And,
send it to
every
the
leader in the room understands
To
the
the what,
consequences
Joe?
if we fail
To
to
the
pay our
notes.
bills. And it would be catastrophic for the American economy and the American people if we didn't pay our bills.
Take
I'm
a
confident everyone
Ricola.
in the room agreed.
Ricola.
From the Speaker to the Majority Leader to the Majority Leader in the House and the Senate, the Majority Leader in the Senate, the Minority Leader in the Senate, as well as the leader, the Democratic Leader in the House. And we're going to come together because there's no alternative to do the right thing for the country. We have to move on. And to be
Damn.
clear, this negotiation is about the outlines of what the budget is, not about whether or not we're going to, in fact, pay our debts. The leaders have all agreed we will not default. Every leader has said that. And I'm proud of the progress.
Did I just break the show?
Yeah, I think so. Lonnie, throw it up. We gotta throw it up there. This is too good not to interrupt This Week in Biden for.
Oh my bejeebus. Hold on. I gotta figure it out.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Give it a
Goddamn.
Oh, nope. Not what I wanted to do. It's because Joe didn't send a link. It's
it's literally a screen grab that he just took.
Yeah. Should be able to right click and view picture.
no, there's not an option for that.
You serious? What the hell? View reactions.
No, you're just gonna have to open a window and pull it up. That's fine. Just pull up the show notes.
Oh my gosh.
Bejeebus.
Just go to the Google Docs. This is fantastic, though. Like, Joe, you've outdone yourself.
Did I
on this
deliver
one.
or did
you
I
delivered
deliver?
on this one?
Just
Just zoom in on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you blonde Alice Cooper.
Look, they even have the same amount of wrinkles. It's fucking bizarre.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, right? Look at this. Yeah,
You know what? I think we just uncovered a new conspiracy theory. Jill Biden's a tranny.
No. Joe Biden and Barack Obama are both married to dudes.
Yeah. Joe Biden's married to Alice Cooper, who puts on a blonde wig and pretends to be Jill Biden.
Yeah.
They both even have blue eyes.
Yeah.
And Obama is married to Michael.
Dude,
It's fucking insane.
Their earlobes are even like.
No, they're not. But
Necks. Look at their necks.
look
Yeah,
at
look
it.
at that fold, buddy. Look at that stretched out scrotum.
She's like the girl behind him's like, I know.
Their noses are even very similar.
Well, I think it's the angle, but yeah. Anyway, Oh my God.
Holy shit.
I can't believe this shit. I can't believe how much Joe just delivered on that.
You know what?
The rare moment where Joe gets a high five from me on air. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take one from the Great British Baking Show.
You got a handshake.
You got a handshake.
Oh, man.
Nobody ever gets a handshake.
That would be
Yep.
the only. There's no pigs out there. Okay.
The sky's not falling.
Hell has frozen over, though. Anyway, continue with this.
My administration has made. We reduced the deficit in the first 2 years by $1.7
Liar,
trillion
him.
in the first 2 years.
Liar!
And I proposed a budget that would reduce another $3 trillion
Liar.
in the next decade. That includes more revenue by asking the wealthy and large corporations to begin to pay their fair share.
They already do.
And cutting subsidies that exist in the law now to big oil and big pharma.
Liar.
Yesterday, we all agreed that both the Speaker McCarthy and I would designate senior members that we would negotiate to give our authority to make agreements in detail what we wanted. So we narrowed the group. To meet and hammer out our differences.
This is rather
And
unfortunate
we've done
for
that.
you.
In fact, they
No,
met
you
last
haven't.
night. And they're going to be meeting again today. And I'll be in constant contact with my team while I'm at the G7. And
No, you
in
won't.
close touch with
You'll be
Speaker
asleep.
McCarthy and other leaders as well.
Eating pudding.
Now, what I have done in anticipation that
Chocolate chip ice cream.
it's all done till I get back.
Hold
is
on,
I've
hold on. He's going to be he was in Japan. I wonder if they had chocolate chip mochi. That does sound good, though.
It do be
It
sounding
do be sounding good. Anyway, continue.
My trip short in order to be for the final negotiations and sign the deal with the majority leader. I made clear that, and I'll say it again, America is not a deadbeat nation. We
It is
pay
under
our
you.
bills. The nation has never defaulted on its
Well,
debt, and
so-
it never will.
So
And we're going to continue these discussions with congressional leaders.
that's
in the
enough
coming
of you,
days.
Pop. Shut the fuck up.
I've had about enough
Okay,
of you.
first
bud.
off, when you're sitting there trying to raise the debt limit so that you can pay your bills, that means you're already underwater.
Yeah.
That means
Wait, didn't he say
You're
something?
already a deadbeat.
Didn't he
that
say
means you're
something?
already a deadbeat by spending money you don't have.
Hold on a minute. Didn't he say something about he was going to lower the debt?
No. It was never the debt. It was always the deficit because he doesn't know the
Oh,
difference.
That's true. You're right.
Because he's a doddering old bag of bones.
I'm gonna lower the deficit. Big dog face pony lion soldier, whatever.
Oh, you know the thing. You're dropping the ball on this.
You know the thing.
Babe, I'm gonna need you to be present.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
She's got on two left pairs of shoes.
That's fair.
Every time I watch Joe, I just become stupid.
That's true. I was.
And
Also,
we're not even
that
talking
leg
about this
hurts
Joe.
extremely
We're
bad.
talking about that Joe.
We're talking about Pop Pop.
Your leg hurts?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're almost done.
I know.
Okay. On to the next video because that's enough of this bullshit. We get to hear him tell us.
Go away. Minor difficulties.
Go!
Oh boy.
How dare he?
Now, this happened more than a week ago, but we didn't cover it last week because, honestly, the speech hadn't been chopped up yet, and I didn't feel like listening to him speak for 30 minutes. I would have officially been retarded. I would have lost that many brain cells.
Asked about what happened. Famous quote. There are very fine people on both sides. That's when I knew, and I'm not joking. That's when I knew I had to stay engaged to get back into.
I'm just going to go rinse my mouth out with buckshot real quick. It's fucking dumb.
I don't say it for that reason. I say it for the journey. I don't have to tell you that fearless progress towards justice often meets ferocious pushback from the oldest and most sinister of forces.
Like you?
That's because hate never goes away. I thought when I graduated we could defeat hate.
but it never goes away.
What, back in 1935, at the heyday of it?
And when it's given oxygen, it comes out from under that rock. That's why we know
Look, she said,
this truth as well.
Motherfucker up
Silence
here
is complicity.
No, it's not.
It cannot remain silent. We have to live through this battle for the soul of the nation. And it is still a battle for the soul of the nation.
Well,
What
you
is
don't
the
have a
soul
soul,
of a nation?
so
Well, I believe the soul is the breath, the life, the essence of who we are. The soul makes us us. The soul of America
must be why you're so.
makes us unique
It
among all
sounds very
nations.
Bud Light-esque.
We're the only country founded on an idea, not geography, not religion, not ethnicity, but an idea. The sacred proposition rooted in Scripture and enshrined in the Declaration of Independence that we're all created equal in the image of God and deserve to be treated equally throughout our lives. While
And
we've never
we
fully
are.
lived up to that promise, we never before fully walked away from it. We know that American history has not always been a fairy tale. From the start, it's been a constant push and pull for more than 240 years between the best of us, the American ideal that we're all created equal, and the worst of us, the harsh reality that racism has long torn us apart.
and
It's a
you're
battle.
one of the reasons.
It's never really over. But on the best days, enough of us have the guts and the hearts to stand up.
Stand up.
Stutter some more.
Choose love over hate, unity over disunion, progress over retreat. Stand up against the poison.
Lord have mercy, how many times have they repeated that
I
phrase?
did my inaugural address to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
Bullshit.
No, it's not.
No,
That's
it's
enough
not.
of your bullshit.
Wrong. But hey, he is
like
right
cleric.
about, the equal opportunity thing.
What'd you say?
His robes and everything.
His thing, like,
It's all fucked
it's
up.
so, weird
It's
looking.
it's not even right. It's all.
Isn't he supposed to be wearing a hat too? Like one of those little,
Yeah, probably.
little hats.
It's like,
Not the flat one, but the little poofy one.
Yeah, probably.
I summon the divine goddess.
Right? Yeah. He needs a divine goddess because at this point,
Dying.
this motherfucker is
Stupid.
stupid.
All right, I gotta get.
Stupid.
Yeah, let's get rid of this
fucking
guy.
me up.
Get rid of what? What are you talking about?
That picture, man. Every time I scroll down, I start fucking
Okay, now it's time
Alice Biden
for This Week on Twitter.
bothering you. Jill Cooper.
Hold on. Is it
I
on
like that
Google?
one better.
Yeah.
Same one.
Dr. Jill Cooper.
Sorry. It's never done that before. It was kind of weird.
Oh, This Week on Twitter is a blast this week. Bleeding Red said, this hole was caused by one shot from an AR-15. These weapons of war should not be in the hands of the everyday citizen.
Dun, dun, dun.
Adam Schiff, breaking news. A MAGA Republican member of Congress just filed a motion to expel me from the U.S. House of Representatives. I stood up to Donald Trump and held extreme MAGA forces accountable. Now they want payback. They'll go after anyone who defends the rule of law. No, they'll go after liars like you. Get fucked, nerd. What flat earthers see on a clear day?
Holy fuck.
They see all the way into Mordor.
Visibility. All
I
of
thought
them.
Mordor was a beautiful touch.
Yeah,
there.
that's hilarious.
Pretty sweet.
Next. Males in Disguise, my new favorite account to follow on Twitter. There is no way this is the same person. You must have taken a picture of a real woman and put it side by side.
The hell?
Zuby. I agree with Zuby on a lot of things. Millions of people are still simping for the same governments and politicians that locked them into their houses, stopped them from seeing friends and family, destroyed their income, spiked inflation, hurt their kids, and forced masks and experimental injections onto them. You right. And that's been This Week on Twitter.
That was good. I like that.
Yeah. That transition looks nice. It
does.
be hitting. So, anyway, I don't have a funny, but we can find a funny real quick.
Should we show him the funny that I showed you?
Which one was that?
Landau.
Oh, yes. Yes, we should. Yes, we should. That's a good way to wrap up the show. Oh, man. It's been a challenging show, to say the least. Especially with the start. But we made it through it.
Huh?
Where'd it go?
Hold on. I know where it is.
Normal world.
Yeah.
There we go. This is beautiful.
Oh my god.
This is so good.
Dave Landau's the man. That's quarterback, right?
Yeah. Gun-free home.
My son came out to me
Protected by
today.
tolerance.
You straight? Yep. It's bad enough that we're the whitest family in town. Now this? Are you sure? I mean, it's a confusing time. I remember being that age. Everybody's talking behind our backs and, like, basically canceled. Just, I don't... I guess he's not gonna go to college. Isn't he a cheerleader, though? Yeah. A damn good one, too. But he told me he did it to meet chicks.
Oh, no. It's all right, man.
Stop.
Passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
Turns out his best friend Katie is his girlfriend. Nobody's gonna think that I'm wonderful and tolerant anymore.
Wait, does this girlfriend, is she overweight? She have blue hair? The manners of a barnyard sow? Maybe she's not even cis.
She's cheer squad captain. She looks like Margot Robbie. And she's polite.
Shit! You might as well just kill him at this point.
I know. I failed.
No, wait. I have just the idea. Hold on. Yeah, 155? Start over. Yeah. I've got a client.
Has your white son come out as straight? Call 1-800-555. Start over. And we'll make sure your straight son never sees the light of day again.
I love sports.
Give you a brand new baby.
Brand
to make
new
gay,
baby.
trans, or anything but heterosexual. You've struck out once already. And since baseball is toxic masculinity, you can step up and bat again.
Wow. Sir's perfect.
All in a gay's work.
All in a gay's work.
Thanks, 1555. Start over.
You're welcome, White. devil trash.
Call 155 start over. A new chance at being gay. Call today.
You know, as much as I want to find this funny, I feel like there's actually part of this that has some kind of dystopian, realistic future in it.
Oh my God.
It's fantastic.
It was fantastic. So Christine is back this week. She got her sweatshirt.
Now we can acknowledge Christine because we're at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So Christine, do you always catch us as like right at the end of the show?
She
like,
lives in a different time zone.
Yeah, but she's it's only like an hour difference.
Yeah.
Maybe she. I don't know.
I'm just curious if she listens to us and then is only able to chat for the last bit, or if she only catches the tail end of the show live, and then goes back and like rewatches the show. I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Because she always pops up right at the end.
Lonnie, do not harass our newest
I'm not
fan.
harassing. I'm legitimately asking you a question.
Get aggressive with her, Lonnie.
First off, Joe, chill out. Okay, that's Cody's woman.
I'm not trying to. I'm Mert.
Cody's not even here, and his girlfriend is. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Cody's not here today, and
Yep, we got Lonnie
it's
tonight.
unfortunate.
Joe is a doofus. But
you spelled that wrong.
We
Is
did
it
bring my
doof
woman
ass?
with me.
No, it was doofus.
It's a joke, Lonnie.
Wasn't a good one.
Looking mighty sexy over there in that chair, woman.
Listen here. This is
Okay, see.
This is not. This is
We're
not.
second priority, Joe. There you go.
No. Hold on. I don't think that's what that means.
Well, that is just rude. I am deeply offended.
I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do.
No, Cody, what will I do?
I don't know what you'll
Live
do.
your life normally.
Yeah, live your life normally. He's really not that important.
Resume life as normal.
He low key be ugly.
She didn't think so.
I know. Anyway,
She was about her some.
Can you feel the lift tonight?
She was about some of that Indian, that Native American round
Hey,
country boy.
no. That's a Hispanic.
Hispanic.
Okay. That's the Hispanic. You show some fucking respect, Joe.
Sorry.
Yay.
Yay.
Eat to the eat.
I just smacked the shit out of my headphones.
You know why they didn't work out for you? It's because you don't have a follicle fountain.
You don't have the follicles,
She's
bro.
spitting straight facts over here.
That is-
Fire, flame coming off that tongue.
Those do be facts.
Joe just spit a loogie on his screen.
I thought that was your nostrils, dude.
Christine says Hispanic. Never heard that one. Funny. Well, see, here's the thing. Okay,
Cody
Cody
is a breed of his own.
is 1,000% white, but to look at him,
Is that what you call Mexicans and
Well, he's got a lot.
No.
He's got a lot of Native American.
he
in him.
looks Hispanic. Therefore, he is a Hispanic because he's a country boy.
So he looks Hispanic, but he like when he talks, he's like, "Hey, y'all."
Yeah, pretty much.
So it makes him Hispanic.
Yep.
Because he's not actually Hispanic at all.
He is not.
As far as we know, he does have a lot of Native American
No,
in
he's
him.
one.
though.
What does he say? 1/16th pirate or
Oh
something?
God! Why you got to bring that up?
You're gonna fuel. You're gonna fuel that.
You're gonna fuel the alcoholism.
You don't need to fuel his delusions.
Yeah. No more of that. Bad Kate.
So,
Bad.
funny story, talking about being a lot of Native American. I'm actually a lot of Native American, too, and I'm pasty as fuck.
Joe does have some.
I'm Joe. I'm the one that's talking to you in the chat.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we think.
What is that?
Oh.
What in the
Is your phone about to blow up?
No, sitting
Ankle
in my lap,
moniker.
I was hitting my pen incorrectly, so it was sending me a notification.
So,
saying my pen
I don't know. I argue with my grandmother, but me and Cody are actually cousins, distant cousins.
Me and Joe are
Me and
cousins.
Justin are distant cousins too.
I don't know these guys.
But
yeah, Lonnie just showed up and we can't fucking get rid of him. I don't know.
And you're glad.
That do be true.
I do believe that I have Hispanic in me somewhere because, like, no joke, my grandmother argues with me all the time. She's like, "We're not Mexican," and I'm like, "Grandma, we have tamales for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We're Mexican somewhere in there because that's a Mexican tradition."
That is, you do be Mexican.
I mean, I love Mexican food. Like, Mexican food is like.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean,
I'm a basic white bitch.
But do you like Mexican food or do you like Tex-Mex?
No, I like Mexican.
Like authentic food.
Tex-Mex
I like
too,
it
though.
bland
my
as all
favorite
get out.
Mexican restaurant
You gotta
is El
add the
Cazador.
spice.
The what?
El Cazador.
Oh yeah.
But I'm saying, what do you get though?
Okay,
I
but
get
listen.
from El Cazador,
Yeah.
I get the pork tacos, the corn tortillas.
Oh, okay, fair.
With the-
Okay,
it's
first
got
off,
the onions and the carrots and all that.
you've never had any real Mexican food until you've had Taco Pow Pow.
I've never even heard of Taco Pow Pow.
Because it's a food
I
truck.
think it's a myth. I think he's just making the shit
It's
up.
not a myth. I will.
I think that's what he does.
I'm
when he
thinking
goes
double
to the
date,
bathroom.
or even triple date night, and we go. Literally, we just spend the night looking for this.
I know
taco
exactly
truck.
where Taco Pow Pow is. It never moves.
Well, then we go.
Another place that's legit too. And you know they're legit because they serve beef tongue as one of their meat options. Is Gordo's Street Tacos.
Gordo's. I've heard
Okay.
Gordo's Way up in. Is it Gordo's Way up in Albertville?
No, this is Gordo's in Harvest.
Oh, okay. There's one that so a new one just opened up here in Arab, a new Mexican restaurant, and they're good. But no, this one's leans more towards the authentic Mexican food, not the Tex-Mex stuff.
Tex-Mex is easily identifiable. Basically, Tex-Mex adds spice to the meal, whereas authentic Mexican, you have to add your own spice.
Well, and like the Tex-Mex is like the big like you
Chewy's
go
is trash.
like like Chewy's is Tex-Mex.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't particularly care for Chewy's.
I know, but.
But like, and say when you go to a Mexican restaurant and you get like the loaded burrito,
Yeah.
that's Tex-Mex. That's not actual Mexican food.
No, now.
And you get like the chicken quesadilla, that's Tex-Mex. That's not Mexican
Yeah,
food.
but that's what I'm
Birria
saying.
tacos.
The easiest way to identify.
Did you just call it birria tacos? It's called the birria tacos. Yeah. See, there's a
Okay.
Mexican.
First off, they're birria
Some of them
tacos.
bear
It's birria.
tacos.
It's called birria tacos.
Okay, well, the black guy that I saw at the food truck said, Hold on. You're going to love this. Hold on. No. Stop. You're going to love this. Okay. He's in front of me and my buddy Kason. We went to get lunch together. And he's standing up at the window and he goes, "Yeah, give me 3 of them queso barrera tacos."
Oh my goodness. That's as bad as the basic white girls going, "Can I have some chicken fajitas?"
Oh my god.
And then
Orders are really good.
And then he goes, "Do you guys make tamales over here?" And I'm like, "Is it on the menu?"
No. Now
Is it on the menu?
Now, to be fair,
No. This is a food truck with a stated
I don't
menu.
see why the food trucks would, but now some Mexican restaurants will make tamales, for special occasions, and then they'll put it out like on their social media and say, "Hey, we're having tamales today."
Yeah, this is not one of those places. This place has a menu. It's not on the menu,
Maybe
so no.
it's on a
And
secret
Christine,
menu.
tortas are actually a genuine Mexican dish.
Yes.
And I love tortas. Tortas are my favorite, aside from tacos.
I had a.
Also, Joe, I can't roll my R's. I've never been able to. So
Poor Kate.
I do.
I also can't whistle. So
I know. When he told me that, I was like, what?
I've never been able to.
You can't
I
whistle?
cannot whistle.
Holy cow!
I have tried so many different ways to whistle, and I've never been able to.
With
So
and without finger. No.
Have you tried 2 fingers? Have you tried the?
I've tried everything
I feel like you've tried 2 fingers, Joe.
in your butt.
I've tried
Joe's-
4 fingers.
Joe's tried much
In
more
your
than
butt.
fingers.
I've tried the 4 fingers.
Joe has
In your
tried
butt,
much
yeah,
more
I
than
know.
fingers.
My dad does this.
I can.
Oh, he likes
I can,
he likes 2 fingers.
I can do that type of
But it's
whistle
loud.
without.
Oh my god,
using
it's
my
so
fingers.
loud.
Like, you know how most people have to do that to get a really, really loud whistle?
Yeah.
I can do it without that. I can just.
I've been watching those TikTok videos that shows you like how to do it, and I try to do it, and I can't do it. It just don't work.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've never
I
been
get
able
like
to.
I get like a little wheeze out of it, and that's about all I can do.
That's your nostrils, Joe,
like
not
this?
not your fucking whistle.
My favorite's when the guys go like this.
Oh yeah.
Hit it with the pinkies, baby, and then they go.
Yeah.
That is the most white trash thing I've seen tonight, Lonnie. And I'm here for it.
Okay,
Got it
well,
for your spot, Cody.
We have 4 likes tonight.
Yeah. No, 3. I show 3. Regardless.
Justin, so apparently people that can't whistle traditionally have success with one hand, middle finger, and thumb. I've never tried the thumb.
I'm over here trying to do it.
Like this.
Yep.
Oh, middle finger and thumb.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
this.
that's what I
Like
just
together.
did.
And she just said middle finger and thumb. I was like, dang. You ever tried the thumb? I mean, that kind of
Or pointer and
feels-
thumb. Yeah, I'm not
like-
trying this on the air.
I
So
feel like
You know, also, if you pretend to shake salt into your mouth, you can taste. I can hold it together. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hey.
Let me just get it on replay.
oh my god. Anyway. All right. Well, we are out of time, folks. And it's been real.
Christine, this is why you got to come in at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we need interaction like this throughout the show.
I
It's
mean,
just,
Khalid was here dropping little things here and there, but wasn't really dropping anything.
I don't know who that guy is.
I don't know, but he's welcome here because he was all right.
I mean, yeah, if the basic rule is don't be a dick.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do nothing as far as we know.
Don't be a dick.
I think there was a language barrier there, but
Probably. Now, again, I reiterate this every show, or I try to if I think of it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you like what you're watching, give us a thumbs up.
If you really, really like us, give us a thumbs up and share us with somebody.
and Christine's putting in a little spot there about how great our sweatshirt is.
Oh yeah, merch. Buy merch.
Yeah, buy merch.
Yep.
Help us out.
And
Support us
share
any way
us
you
to
can.
your Facebook page so
Yep.
your liberal friends can be pissed off.
Yep. Yep. We do be enjoying pissing off the liberals. So.
Would really like to conversate with them.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean we will as long as they will have legitimate conversations and not be like, I want my stuff. Give me my stuff. I just want to give it here. Ah.
That face, all I could think of was like on the Twitter segment. You know that kid that's like yelling that has the glasses?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This replay's hilarious.
Yeah, we get an instant replay over here of everything that happens.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, like I said, if you like the content, give us a thumbs up.
Hey.
Subscribe. Click the bell icon. You'll always be notified when we go live.
I'm kind of liking this camera angle, like, because you can hear me, but you can't see my microphone.
I give you the Elaine treatment.
You can see, like, the very tip of it.
That's what she said.
Well, that's all you can see of Joe, so.
Hey.
That button has been mashed more than any button in here tonight.
Yep, it has. It's weird because normally that one's not used like at all.
Usually the liar button gets wore out.
Yeah, the liar button did get wore
Or
out.
the stupid button.
For a while. But we.
Oh.
Ugh.
I don't want to tell Cody that.
No. Mm-mm. Christine, we're glad you're here, but.
I mean, I can give you his number. It's 256-550-7. My name's Joe.
I'm Justin.
I'm Lonnie.
I'm Kate.
Tally ho, lads.
That was great. I actually approve of that one.